It should work. We should be live like now, I think.
I don't know anything about this technology stuff.
So daggum technology.
It's terrible.
What do we do? Okay, hold on. I gotta tag my Discord server. My people.
Oh shit! Why do you tell me my house looks so dirty? Hold on.
You want me to here? I'll take you off stage for a second. Ah. Better?
Yeah, I didn't realize she's been dragging toys out, and she got her new ESA vest in today. She'll never wear it. It's like, yeah, it looks raggedy in here.
I see your puppy. He's cute.
She's an idiot.
They're the best kind, though, right?
She's challenged for sure.
What's up, Jared? I knew you'd be here. He's everywhere. And it's going to take a few minutes before people realize that we're live and stuff like that. And that's completely fine because we're just here to talk.
Jared? Yeah, we're just here to talk.
We're just here to talk.
I need somebody to come clean my house now. I can't walk.
Don't look at me. I don't even clean my house.
It's terrible. I need to get. I always wanted to patent a riding vacuum cleaner, like a baby Zamboni. Like if you had a big ass house, just get in there and just zero turn, rip around the kitchen. But that's some real lazy shit right there. But
my house ain't that big, but mine looks worse than yours. It just looks nice because it's all lit up pretty because you can only see this little corner. My house.
I keep trying to move behind the trash on my coffee table. I just keep sliding left and right. Whatever.
What's up, Bipolar Rambler, Michael Ash, Papa? What's up? I appreciate you guys being here. This, I don't know what side we show up on the live stream, so that's fine. We'll just wing it. But I don't know whether I'm looking off into the distance or if we're actually on the right sides. You know, where if I point this way, it's pointing at you because that's what it looks like to me. I don't know.
No clue.
Yeah, but Moccasin Creek.
Yes.
Right
What's
here.
happening?
Live.
Right here.
Yes.
And what flesh is left? I'm live in it.
I'm trying to lose all of the flesh that I have built up over the years. I'm trying to get rid of it.
It sucks so bad. It sucks so bad. Sucks.
But it's like, you know, you get older and it's like, you know, for a while there, you're kind of like, you know, I'm happy with who I am. And then you look in the mirror and you're like,
yeah. It's a big mental head thing with most people, I think, for sure. And then the whole mental aspect of, like, today was the first day that I really was like, had to force myself to go. And I haven't been like that in a while. And then I get there and get hurt. So I was like, I know something. But yeah. I think once you get past that mental hurdle, anything's possible, especially in any sort of health journey. I mean, that's where the toughness comes, is just starting, just doing it. You know what I mean? Just getting in there and making it, and understanding that nothing's a fast process when it comes to that. That's the thing that most people they either give up or they don't fully understand that, hey, oh yeah, you were a great athlete 25 years ago. That shit, it's tough. It gets way tougher at this age. You hit that 50 point, it's like, oh, everything hurts for no reason. You're weaker for no reason. Yeah, it's a trip.
I'm headed that way. I'm headed towards the big 5-0. I'm not there yet, though.
I'm getting close.
It's gonna be a minute. It'll be a couple minutes, but I'm getting there.
I got a year and a half. Be all in it.
7.5 years. So
what? Maybe I don't know. Maybe they'll pass something that, I don't know. You turn 50, they eliminate back taxes. That'd be cool.
That was funny. You made a joke.
For real, man.
You're doing a Wesley Snipes up in
petition.
This.
I'm actually working on a song right now. Fuck the IRS, like legit.
Really?
Oh yeah,
that's actually kind of badass.
I really am. I'm gonna try to get some of my old school, like old head country singers involved. Be like, yo,
You
let's
should get like
go.
John Rich or somebody on there.
Yeah, perform that bitch right on the lawn. Yeah, I'm so over the taxes, dude. It's crazy. We don't ever own nothing ever. It's ridiculous.
Well, I
Anyway,
finally own a couple of things. And so I'm getting into that where now I'm learning all the property tax and, every year. And I'm still paying, like for my property, I'm paying rent for the property that my home is
yeah,
on.
you never
And
own.
so,
That's the thing. You never own the land. You're always paying tax on it.
like, I own my home outright in
Yeah,
cash. Like, I own it, but the property I'm
for
like
sure.
paying a full rent for. I'm like, well, that's
Yeah, it's crazy.
like, why
It's
don't you come
crazy.
mow the lawn? Why do I got to pay to mow the
Well,
lawn? It's
that's
your
what
grass.
you want to talk about a wake up call. And we were talking off the thing, but I'm paying them monthly more than my mortgage. It's like, come on, man. Like, how is this any resolution? There's been no trickery. I've never not paid. It's just been a nightmare, and I've been through like 11 agents,
Ugh,
and it's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, we
that
got to talk
sounds
about
like
something other than government shit, or
good.
I'll throw my phone.
Okay, so I actually have questions for you. I put these down for you. I put them in my phone this time, which I should have put them in my notebook, but they're in my phone because I thought I was being all modern, and now I'm like squinting.
Yeah,
See, I
that's
get
another thing with age too. I just had to start breaking out the readers about a month ago. It's terrible.
I don't have I have contacts anyway. So my thing is that when I'm sitting with it's the lights, like I'm under the lights all the time here, like when I'm live and stuff. And it just like my head and like my headphones are squeezing my head and my eyes are looking into the sun. I mean, look at you
Yeah,
could see the shadow. Look, it's bright. Like
yeah. I mean, we
I was
don't. I
I was gonna,
think oh, my bad. I think
yeah,
people put way too much into like, and I get it, like the professional look of a background. But some of these people that do that do any sort of podcasting, they get so extravagant with the stuff behind them. It's like, oh, we're here for a conversation, regardless. Like your setup's good. It's like simple, makes a point. The lighting's fine. Like I trip out and you'll see these people with the 1,000 lit up liquor bottles in the whole. I'm like, why, bro? Like it's just a conversation, dude.
well, the
It's,
cool part about my background is that everything has kind of a story. Because if you can tell, like so this poster is personalized, all of these albums over here, and you can't see it right now, but over here as well. You can probably see it in the tiny one at the bottom, but all these are all signed. All these over here are all signed. Everything is memorabilia and autographed, and a
no,
lot of
I
them are
get that for
personalized.
sure,
So, and
for
I want to
sure.
support, especially like independent artists. I've always done that from day one. And I've always had this thing about trying to support independent artists, get the albums. It's I can't do much, but what I can do is I can do the little that I can do.
Yeah, no, that's big too, and trust me, every independent artist respects and appreciates that too. It's just, I mean, my studio setup's the same way. Like what I used to do in the past is just little things like any show I do with somebody that I'd never played with before. If I was in somebody's, I'd always get a hat of their merch, and that's how I'd always have my studio decorated. But this is the first time in 17 years I haven't had an in-home studio, and it's very different right now. But I had to take the 6 to 7 months to not have that temptation. I mean, there's already
Yeah.
there's a song coming out every Friday that's already all recorded for the next year, and then damn, I'm not even supposed to. I don't know. This is live, huh? I'm gonna say it anyway. I don't give a shit. So next, they're not gonna beat me up. So whatever. So week after next, the OGs of this lane, me, Bottleneck, the Lax, Demon Jones, Georgia Boys, man, we're recording in St. Augustine a pretty dope like OGs project, putting that
Oh,
together. So that's gonna be fun. And then we're doing that tour this summer with all of us at a bunch of the big outdoor parks. And then I'm got one more Moccasin Creek album coming out at the end of the fall. It's just like I had to take the time off and not have a studio set up just to refresh for a while, you know,
Yeah.
because all this other stuff's going on. But yeah, I mean, it looks good. Your thing looks dope.
You
So
know,
I'm just rocking the living room shit now.
I was gonna say, do you know that like when you do like a Zoom call or whatever Teams, whatever it may be, they have these backgrounds that look like living rooms, and like you can blur your background out and just be in the living room.
Right? Yeah, I've seen it. Yeah, I've seen up there. Some of the green screens are so realistic. Now I remember watching one not too long ago. I was flipping through. I was like, "Damn, whose studio is he?" It was a buddy I knew. I was like, "Whose studio is that? This is." I'm like, "Oh no, it's a green screen." It took me like 10 minutes to realize that. No, he's not. He's
I
not
have a green
there.
screen. It's a huge fabric one, but I have to have the fan on at all times so it wiggles. So then it shifts the color,
You
and so
just
you can.
put a beach behind you, and the waves are always rolling and shit with the
I
fan.
did that once, and it
That'd
was
be
funny.
better.
But here, I was thinking. So I know someone who builds studios. He designs acoustic studios for like
Mhm.
really big stars. So I was thinking of taking one of his projects and like look like I'm sitting in the studio he built for Christina Aguilera or something, and see if anybody notices.
Oh
I
yeah,
don't.
no, I think there would be some notice. Yeah,
I doubt it.
it's a little
Like,
different. I can promise you, if I went over and recorded and did stuff in my sister's podcast, y'all be able to tell a difference. Trust me, it's just big difference. But no, I mean the thing with all this boils down to is, can you hear? Can you see? Can you have a conversation? It doesn't really matter if you're sitting with crazy shit all behind you in the background and where you at. Like the people that get so elaborate. Like I watch a sports podcast, Bussing with the Boys, and it's like they literally went and got a school bus, cut it in half, designed the studio inside. I'm like, come on, bro, this is it's dope. And if I had stupid money like that, I'd probably do some dumb stuff. But it's just like, come on, man, you're still just having a conversation on a couch, regardless. It's like, I don't know. I guess you get older, you just start realizing what priorities mean
yeah,
more than others. For sure,
I'm.
for sure.
I haven't since I moved in here. I've been adding to it, but I haven't changed my setup. I picked the corner. I picked the corner I'd be in. I picked the corner behind me, and I've started building it. I just put up lights that I've had for over a year and a half. I just put those up the other day. Like I obviously am not. It's just because it's fine. Like if it ain't broke, don't fix it type vibes.
Hmm.
And I mean, I like it to look nice, but it's not that serious to me.
No,
Like,
no, it
it's just
looks
not
good.
that serious. I could color coordinate my outfit with the lights or something. I could coordinate the lights with each other, but I'm like, it's just not that serious, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. It's
I'm
not.
not even
It's
looking at
really
it.
not. And I get it too. Like
It's behind
perception is a
me.
big part of the whole game. I can remember when we first got involved. God, like this is like 09, 2010 ish, when every week you're at a different major. Like you're at Universal today, and then you're at where Def Jam tomorrow. Where you were taking meetings after meetings after meetings, and that's all it was just a big dog and pony show of who can
Yeah.
show it the big. When ultimately whatever comes out of that the studio room, that recording room, those if it sounds good, who gives a shit about all this? I just never got it. I don't get it. But
Well,
whatever.
I think it has to do more with like these false expectations of what you're supposed to be looking for. Like just because it's cute or pretty doesn't mean it's good. You
Oh, for
know,
sure.
there's a lot of cute and pretty people out there that aren't fucking good at all.
Well, I mean, I've said it from day one, and I fall in this category. The internet has made, especially with music, the internet has made mediocrity acceptable. I
Yes.
mean, all you have to do is have personality and have a good little online following. Do whatever you want. If you're funny, people start following whatever, and you throw out some bullshit, trash music. Oh man, it's like it's such a double-edged sword. Because I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, we make great shit. We've had some good songs. We've had a bunch of terrible ones.
Yeah.
But because of the internet, and you're able to build fan, that's what bothers me a lot about the internet world and fans. Like if somebody puts out a song and you could be a giant, say Prince came back tomorrow and dropped a new track, and I was a giant Prince fan, and it just wasn't that great. It's like, oh man, I thought it would have been better. you're going to have 100,000 of those fans. That's the best shit I ever heard. It's because none of them know how to say no or this is better. You know, we deal with this in our little genre clique all the time. Oh no, he's better just because he did it, or that person's better just because it came from them. Like, that song's shit. Doesn't matter who did it. You know, it's like, but the internet being such a double-edged sword, it's allowed us to be paid, you know, from doing something we love to do. But at the same time, it's like, do we all deserve it? I don't know. I can't answer that. You know, there's 118,000 new songs hit Spotify every day. You can't be any more oversaturated than that in anything. So that's why we don't ever see any more like giant albums that stand around, you know, sit around for the top 10 for a good 6-7 months. You know, it's like I guess the lack of better example, the last big song like that, I think, was when Jelly did the Save Me song. That was that song was gigantic for a while. When's the last time we've heard something like that? It's just because they can still pick and choose what they make gigantic for sure. Because you can go through just any random YouTube playlist and see people with 800 followers to 800,000 followers, and there's some songs in there that are probably some of the best songs ever written. It's just a matter of who sees it, when it gets plugged here. Oh, if we want to push that person's image and how much we can control. There's so many factors involved. It is mind-boggling. People really don't understand how much and then a lot of these artists are getting hacked now because they're changing the pay scale and the streaming. All that means is they're just going to find another way for you to have to either pay to advertise your music into that lane, or there's a reason be it. You know, it's not they're not just saying lose money. Hey, we're just going to give you money for no reason. No,
they're not going to lose any money. They're only going to make it. It's the same as when stores change the prices before a big sale.
Yeah. They're making the money.
Yeah, they're going to make their money, and you think you're getting a discount, you think you're getting a deal, but it's not really. But it's funny because I was talking to my mom the other day. I had this message was this long from me because I triggered. Okay. It was the whole AI thing. Cause I was like, well, now I'm not even gonna go look at what I said. It was something along the lines of they can't be independent artists are really, really, really starting to win. They're starting to do really well. And it's starting to be the track that a lot of people are going down because they realize how many benefits they can get by not signing. And so now all of a sudden there's AI artists coming out.
Sure.
And I've told her, I said for the longest time, and I've said this a million times on this channel, but I've said, look, AI, we're like, oh, we don't like that. Like, that's creepy. We don't like it. And we said no. And so they tried it again and we're like, we don't like that. So then they came out with the first time I heard it was when it was that diss track that, what was it, Drake, or was it Drake that did it? And he put like Snoop Dogg and Tupac AI voices on his track.
Crazy, right?
Against Kendrick. And they let it happen. The moment, I promise you could ask any of my friends, I said, the moment that happened, I was like, we did it. That's it. Watch, here it comes.
It's definitely, I think it's definitely, to me, it's, bro, you can't. I'm about to take the tonsils out of this toy. You can't be chewing that all day. I think AI is like, man, it's almost like when social media first came along. It was like this exciting thing that people can do. And you look at the long range plan, it's going to do way more damage than good.
Yeah, it is.
I mean,
they're signing AI artists.
Yeah,
and I remember that female that was like all over the news and stuff. She said, well, but I can't sing. And it's like, then you're not a singer.
Yeah.
Then you're not a singer. You can't sit there and well, I used to because I can't sing. And it's like, but how do you think you can stand in the same room as a group of singers? You can't perform. You can't do it. And so you could turn on your computer, right? Maybe if you had enough time to make it do the right thing. But in that moment, you're not going to be able to compete with anyone. But people don't care because they've let it happen. So now it looks cute and it's pretty. There's a bow on it. There's a pretty filter. There's a cute little bunny ears. And so we're good. or there's tits and ass on it, whatever. You know,
yeah,
whatever the case
and
may
they
be.
keep coming out with the funny little dances and to keep people. Oh, this is cute. This is nice. While they're using it for so many other detrimental things. It's crazy. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. But
Yeah.
whatever. I'm never going to be in the AI world, so I'm not worried about it. I'm still tripping on seeing these Waymos out here with the cars with no drivers. I'm like, what the? I ain't getting one. I want to get hit by one. You know how much you get paid?
I
You
bet.
get hit by a car with no driver in it, and Jaguar makes them. Shit.
Sir, we saw you chasing after the vehicle and laying
Yeah,
down
you
in
know they
front
got
of it.
9,000 cameras on it.
We saw you lay down behind the speed bump so you wouldn't be spotted.
Just give me something to protest. Join right along. I know, right?
There's a Tesla factory right up the street from my house. I
The
think.
the big one's right here. I don't know who it was. It had to have been somebody that was right out the gate because their license plate, their vanity plate was spelled out Tesla. It didn't have a 3 for the E or any of that. It just said Tesla. And I was like, that was one of the first ones I ever bought her. That's a big wig right there. I couldn't tell, but they're everywhere out here, dude. Everywhere.
The ugly ass cyber trucks. I'm like,
I don't get it.
I'm like, that's you're never gonna use that as a truck. I don't see any cyber trucks hauling refrigerators strapped to the back. You know what I mean? You know those people that go around on trash day, like get every piece of metal and every appliance they can find that people are throwing out, and their whole truck is full of just crap strapped down with bungee cords. I don't see cyber trucks.
And the money they pay for them, it just is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like a transformer that'll never transform. It's just fucking stupid. Anyway, that's just me. I'm old school. I
remember when they were starting to make all the cars more dynamic. That was what we were doing. And then they SUV, whoops. Now suddenly everything's a box. Of course, I drive a Kia Soul. So, I don't have really any room to talk. But do you know what I mean? Like everything was getting aerodynamic. And then all of a sudden it's like, no, we're going to make it look like a station wagon and a bus.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Had a child. I loved the Element.
Stupid.
I remember when that came out, I was like, that's the ugliest car I've ever
seen. It looks like a
life.
roller skate.
Yeah.
It does. And every time you see a Kia Soul, you expect to see them big old hamsters get out. Skateboarding. You remember them? You remember the commercials? Everybody want one because of them. Hey, they got headroom in them though. I've had plenty of them when I'm touring, like when I rent cars. There ain't nothing wrong. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They got a stubby front.
I lost all kind of country rap credit, but I was out here for 2 weeks, and I was like, you know what? Is getting around the city and all this kind of stuff. Man, I got rid of my F-250. I was like, boom, boom. I got me a Nissan Murano. I'm getting 25 to the gallon, and I got headroom. I don't give a damn what anybody thinks about me anymore. I'm comfortable. I don't need to be whipping in and out of and worrying about diesel and the whole nine. I'm like, let me go back to shit. I'm old now, and I shuffle around nieces and nephews every now and then. I turn into that dude. So like, I'm getting
it's not
old.
a bad way to be.
I'm getting old, man. It's crazy.
I gave my daughter, she's 20. I gave her my old Kia Soul, and I got a new one. She got the old one, and she was always like, "Well, it's gray, and it's a Kia Soul." Until I handed her the keys, and then she's like, "I love this car."
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. Hey, I'm like, a free ride. Hey, yeah.
I'm signing the title over to her tomorrow. I'm meeting with her. I'm signing it over for sure.
That's cool.
I'm getting her off my insurance.
That's huge.
Bye-bye. Get your own.
Another scam.
Yeah. Well, she had it for 2 months and got in a wreck. So.
Oh, no, yeah. No, I mean, you got to have it, but like it's.
But I've been at 42. I've never had a car accident. So I'm like, really?
Hey, that's cool.
I'm lucky. I don't go anywhere, but
I've been in 3, and they were all literally in like an 8-month period. Yeah, it was bad, but
when it rains, it pours trifecta sort of thing.
Yeah, I would probably maybe not should have been driving on a couple of those occasions, but young and dumb. Yeah, man, that's scary shit. But it's good that you've never been in one. Trust me, it sucks.
Yeah, I'm okay, but see, I'm also a hermit, so. It's hard to get in car wrecks when you
That
don't
helps.
drive your car anywhere.
That does help.
I
for
go to the
sure.
gym every morning and I come home and I go to the gas station like once or twice a week and that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
And I go to my mom's, which is halfway between here and the gas stations.
That's what's crazy here is I didn't even realize till I got here. Like my parents, and that was a big reason I came out here to be around them for a while. You know, they're getting older, and I wanted to be close to the family because I've been on the road for 2 decades, and it's just anyway. But yeah, I ended up finding this condo, and I know I'm not gonna be here full time or anything, so I just signed like an 8-month lease and whatnot. But I'm literally like half a mile from my parents' house. And it's been so cool to just be able to drop in and open up the refrigerator. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, old school shit. What y'all got to eat? Yeah, that type thing. But no, it's been pretty cool.
You know what? There's a phrase that I learned after I got here in 2018. And at first I was like, I don't know about all that. But then I was like, now I fully embrace it. And I keep seeing these bumper stickers and stuff like that, and like things you put on your wall. It says, "I wasn't born here, but I got here as fast as I could."
That's it. I told that to a cop one time that pulled me. I was doing like 90 and a 50 in Florida. He said, "I've been waiting on you all day." I was like, "I got here as fast as I could. I still got the ticket, motherfucker." Yeah.
You ever gotten out of a ticket because somebody knew who you were?
Yeah, but dude, the craziest ticket I've ever gotten out of. So I didn't. Well, I didn't, but I was there. So me and my cousin were following 2 of our other friends home from the beach one day. We're doing like 90 on this long straightaway 50, and this highway patrolman, we called him Chief Running Blue Light. We knew it since we were kids. He was always on our county line. And as soon as we got there, sure enough, boom, lit up my boy Robbie in front of us. So we just pulled over behind him because we figured he's probably gonna try to get us next, whatever. So as Officer McKinney, he's walking around the side of Robbie's truck, and he knew everybody. And as soon as he opens the door to talk to Robbie, the highway patrolman just starts screaming and pulls his gun out. I'm like, what the dude? A rattlesnake struck. I swear, struck. It didn't break skin, but got caught in his velvet pants. So my cousin hopped in the highway patrol car with him and drove to the hospital. I'm just back there in my truck like, oh, hell yeah, I'm riding 100 behind him just because I can. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm wondering if he's still going to give him a ticket or not. We don't know if he's been bitten at this point or not. You know, this fucking snake's hanging from his pant leg. It was all over the news and shit. It was wild. But he got there, yeah, I guess he did a dry strike, didn't. But it was the craziest.
He just disappeared. And I don't know why. Oh, I'm sorry. I keep laughing. He's just up and disappeared.
My bad. I had a phone call. I forgot to turn that off.
It's fine. I was just like, I was sitting here laughing like a buffoon. And the screen goes blank. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, that was the wildest thing.
Jared just says they got him.
Yeah, for sure. That was the craziest instance I'd ever known of somebody getting out of a ticket. But yeah, we used to get out of them. We had a small town growing up, and it was probably. I've talked about this too. It's probably a bad thing that we didn't get punished the way we should have sometimes because we could get away with anything, and it didn't teach us much. But looking back now, I'm like, oh. A lot of these people, they were just kind of protecting us because they knew that we weren't pieces of shit. We were just doing dumb stuff. And there was a good chance that if we got caught doing the things it would have just embarrassed our family. And you know what I'm saying? Like my parents were both teachers in town. My dad was superintendent of school. Like, so everybody knew everybody. And we just had to grow up real quick. But yeah, that one, we got out plenty of tickets back then. But a snake to a highway patrolman's fucking felt velvet pants was wild shit.
Why was he wearing velvet?
You know how hot they're just those wool, real hot, thick pants. They just look like we just said velvet just because it looked. So,
I believe you because all I can think of is the dress I was forced to wear as a child. It was either like maroon or purple, and you did this, and it would do that, and you do this, and it would go
Oh
the
yeah,
other
you
way.
can see the prints.
And you could like make pictures and stuff like
What
that.
were those shirts called when we were in middle school? What were they? You remember those? They were damn. You put your handprint on somebody, and it was golly, I
Like
forget.
reactive?
I forget. They had a weird, corny name, but they were just like a solid color, and if you put your hand on it, you could see the handprint in a different color for like an hour or so. Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I think
they
that
had a weird
I was in
name.
elementary school, but my parents never let me have cool stuff like
I
that.
didn't have any either.
We did. I did not. I never got the tracksuit. You know, everybody knows that tracksuit, right? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Zip, zip, zip. When I did, I zipped everywhere. Like whenever I would put one on to try it on, and it was I got my tracksuit when I actually went to track, and it was
Hypercolor shirts.
hyper what?
Hypercolor shirts. That's what they were called. Yeah. And the tracksuits were terribly hot. Good thing you never got one. Trust me. I wore one for that stupid ass video I did. I don't know.
I mentioned it too.
I was so like, bad. It was so bad. It was funny because it was. I told Brad when we were halfway through, and I was like, "Oh, we should have shot a lot of these scenes in a different order because by the time we got to the point where I'm supposed to be like doing all my performance, I'm just drenched in sweat. There's just sweat. It was so bad. It was terrible, terrible." But anyway,
the closest show to that portrayed everything that I remember when I was growing up was that Fresh Off the Boat with the Chinese kids or whatever. Yep. And they grew up in the 90s, and every time that they would go do something with friends and stuff, I'm like, I remember that.
I remember that shit. Yeah.
The Pogs came out. I was like, I remember that. Now, I grew up in the 90s, and
that was the best time.
There's the best. I'm not gonna lie. That's the best music. Still to this day,
for sure.
I stand on that.
Music, movies, TV shows, all of it.
Because it was past where they actually started having some special effects, and they kind of had it figured out at that point.
Yeah, they had to really captivate you with the storylines and this, that, and other. Yes. They didn't rely on all the CGI and the blowing up and the crazy. You're never gonna see another Stand By Me. You're never gonna see stuff like that. Like
Independence Day was one of my all-time favorite movies ever.
Wow.
Fifth Element, there's just some that just stood out forever, and I will watch over and over and over again, and then never come from any time recent ever. They just don't. They come from generally that because they could push boundaries in the 90s, but they weren't going so far to be like. Nasty. But we also had nasty,
We had all that other stuff too that people don't take into consideration. It's like I tell people all the time, I use an iPad on stage because I can't remember my lyrics, even though I wrote the shit. But I can listen to a song from '91 and sing every word. Same thing with a movie, and it is because we didn't have everything at our fingertips. We didn't have these phones. We didn't have all the other stuff. How many times did you go over to somebody's house and be like, "Oh shit, put Friday in, man." Or put whatever DVD was hot then. Like you watched it. You watched same thing with albums. So the new Pac album's out. Cool. You would go to the record store every Friday or one Friday a month to get the new release. We just weren't just oversaturated with so much bullshit. Yep. So that our minds would really focus on what we were seeing, hearing, listening to. And I think that's why there's no reason that at my age, I should be able to pop in Friday and literally quote the entire movie. You can't do that with anything that's been out in the last 15 years. Not saying there's been some great movies. They just don't stick with you because of we're in such a on to the next thing type world.
Well, I don't even know who these actors and actresses are. I don't even know who the new ones are. I literally couldn't tell you who any of them are. And that's another thing. They were breakout stars. Like they would cast them in everything. Mm-hmm. And I'm not talking the Rachel's, Lord Farquaad looking people. I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about let's just out of the top of my head, Brad Pitt, Tara Reid even was on everything. You know what I mean? Just like
for a hot minute. Yeah, same. Yeah, I get it.
And it was like, you knew what era you were watching by the stars that were in it. And when they would
For
come
sure.
back and on the older roles, you were like, oh,
I remember that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Now it's like, who the fuck is that? No,
That
I don't
looks
know
great.
who any of them are. And they're like, oh, so-and-so. I'm like, who?
Yeah, it's changed. But I mean, that's with everything as age. I mean, it's the same thing like me being a sports junkie. I was just, it's like what I grew up on, football, basketball wise, all that. Like, it's all changing now. Like, I don't know any of the players. All my guys are retired and moved on, and the game. It's so we're just constantly evolving and keeping up. That's why I'm trying so hard to just stay off social media as much as possible and try to just kind of like live. But again, at the same time, it's like you have to rely on this in order to do what we do. So it's just a major double-edged sword. I don't know. I mean, just kind of deal with it, you know?
No, I agree. Cause it's funny because I didn't used to I get like 5 comments a day. Maybe I used to. Now, depending on what video comes out, I get a lot more. And I'm starting to get, of course, you start getting all the judgy ones. Then you have the weird, nasty ones like, wow, that was out of left field. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And sometimes if they hit me a weird way, or if I personally think they're funny, I will screenshot them and I'll send them to like Cliff or somebody like that. And it's funny because he's like, stop reading the comments. I'm like, I can't. YouTube Studio is built so that you see those 3 comments.
It sucks. It's just you just gotta look at every negative as a funny one. I mean,
that's what I'm trying to do. I'm laughing at it. Like,
I mean, I legit I didn't understand that. It's like for the first 7 or 8 years when Facebook really started popping, that's when we kind of really hit our peak, and it was like, man, I beat up people in gas stations over what they said on the internet. I'm like, this ain't like, wait a minute. I don't know this dude. I mean, he might not have deserved it, but maybe he shouldn't have said this shit. And then I started realizing, oh, yeah, most of these people that talk like this on here look like this in real life, and they never expected to cross paths. So yeah. I just found like every time I get a negative, I just respond back with something funny. The typical, oh, your mom likes it type shit, whatever. Just something simple.
I should do that.
You guys suck so bad, but yet you took your time out of your day to leave that comment. Appreciate it, faggot. Like that, like stuff like that.
No, exactly. No, I completely agree.
I did. I used to take it personal. Everybody takes it personal when they begin. But at the same time, you just got to really remember that. First and foremost, none of these people support you. So what's it matter? It really means nothing. Yeah. Secondly, 9 out of 10 of them have never been punched in their mouth, ever. That's why they do it. And thirdly, they're mostly just douche canoes that live at home with mom and dad at 25, 28 years old, just doing their thing and looking for a handout. And luckily, I like to put them hands out, so fuck them all. That's the way I look at it.
What's funny is that what you just said, I forget a lot of times that I'm not like 28 anymore. I forget. So I forget that a lot of these people who are commenting are like babies.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
I mean, they're crazy like to know teenagers. And I'm like, God, that was obnoxious. And then I'm like, wait a minute. And then I start to realize by the phrasing and stuff, because, I have 2 adult children and one that's 12. I start to realize that they sound like a fucking child. And I'm like, they probably are. And I'm like, oh,
that's the thing. You're right. Most likely they are. And that's the thing. It's like, one thing that does bother me, though, is like, I don't remember. This was recent. I put up something about one of the current events that was going on. And some dude jumped on, I used to like y'all until you. And I was like, we all have opinions type thing,
Yeah.
Well, and then he goes on this rant, fuck you, blah, 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 blah. Now, if I respond negatively, I'm the asshole. Like, I never, like, we can get attacked all day long. But the first time we say, well, I would expect that from your septum piercing, just something stupid. We're haters. We're pieces of shit. But you can sit there and literally go on a 3-paragraph tantrum about how I look or how I sound or what I've done. Like,
Yep.
But we're not able to rebuttal. So it makes it easier just to not read them or put any, like, don't invest anything into it, because you're never going to win, period, with those type of people. I mean, it took me 20 years to get used to it, but now it's like, whatever.
I talked to Jerry Robinson. I don't know if you know him. He's a recording artist with Strange Music. I sat with him. He was the last interview I did, and one of the
I
things
watched it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I like
appreciate
Strange.
that.
I like everything about Strange. I want to go to that compound. But anyway, go ahead.
Oh, he's good people. I mean, he literally said on that interview, he said to me, he goes, I think about it. I put out a song, I get comments. He's like, and then I go back a couple months later and I see all these really nasty comments. He goes, and it dawned on him that it didn't change his life for the couple months that he just continued on with his life and hadn't read them. So why should it change his life or affect him once he does?
Yeah, for sure. No, that's a great way to look at it.
And I was like, well, shit. I feel like a trolly asshole.
It's not your fault. I mean, everybody's got to learn. It's not your fault. Everybody has to learn that on their own. I mean, because obviously, like you said, you've heard it. People tell us that all the time. It's just like anything else in life, like being ex-addict and all this other shit. Like, until you change it, doesn't matter. Same thing. Yeah. People are going to tell you, oh, don't read the comment, until you can say, I'm not going to read them and let it bother me. It's not going to change.
Thank you for saying that, because in all honesty, that's kind of how I approach everything in life, is that I feel like I truly believe that we all have control over what we choose in our lives. And people are like, well, there's some things people can't help it. Bullshit. I don't believe that. I don't agree with that. I do not co-sign that. I feel like once you've decided for yourself that you want something different, it might be hard to access what you need in order to get there. But once that drive's actually there, you're going to find a way.
Oh, for sure.
Whole, where there's a will, there's a way. And as long as you keep your space, your life's kind of based on things that are under your control on purpose, you can start changing the trajectory of the things that you do in your life and get the outcomes you want. And then you can start adding things that might depend on someone else. But while you're recovering, while you're learning, all of those things, you need to keep it small into things that you can actually control wholeheartedly. And people say all the time, well, I can't help what they say. Well, yeah, but then don't read it. Don't respond to it.
Well, it's not your responsibility for others. Like, they're going to say what they say regardless. And you, that I'm glad you said that, because that bothers me when people say, well, it's out of my control. No, it's not. I mean,
you're in the wrong lane. If it's out of your control, you're in the wrong place.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely some weird instances where if you were riding down the interstate and rolled up on one of these protests and had to stop your car and there's 1,000 people around there, you are in a bad situation that you couldn't control. I get that.
Yes.
But how you handle that is how you could. But a lot of people would say, well, should have taken a different. Well, if that was my only route to work and I couldn't avoid, there's very few instances where you can't control something, because 99% of the time it's all mental. Or if you find yourself in a situation, well, so you could have controlled where you were. Like, you are at control. It's just very hard to admit that, for one, and then to act on that. You can't blame. And listen, I know some people like with some really, really, really terrible upbringings that overcame a lot of shit that would have not, seen a lot of people that just gave up. That's the cards I was dealt. It was easy to. I get that. But at this point in life, if you've gotten to where we are age-wise and what we're doing and whatnot, you've just got to understand that you control everything you do, period.
Oh, that's the thing, is it also takes away the ability to blame your circumstances on other people or the circumstance in and of itself. Because a lot of people like that way out. Like, well, it's what happened to me, not the stupid choices I made to get me here in the first place, to allow me to be in a position where this could happen, like recently happened to me. I put myself in a bad position. It was my own damn fault. And now I have to deal with it. It's all of that, there are some things that are out of your control, but on the flip side, that's very few and far between. And that's how I live my life. And when people ask me, they're like, well, I don't know what to do. I'm like, you do what you need to get where you need to get. And you do it relying on yourself and only doing things that you are in charge of. Right.
sure.
So then you can't be disappointed. You can't be resentful or anything because it's your own fault. I mean, really, when you think about it.
1,000%. No, it is. It is for sure.
And it's like, why have I not grown more than I have already? Because maybe there's stuff that
Everything
I'm not
takes
doing.
time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm patient, but on the flip side, it's like, sure, I could go these other routes that could tap into ways to try to super grow. But then in the long game, I'm going to have empty subscribers who are not really interested in anything I have to say. And, I don't push that. So I try not to do that. Just like when I have conversations with people, I could sit here and I could be like, oh, wait, we're to do a 20-minute like fire round, go, 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 go. And then like put like 35 shorts up and then put, all these different content and all these different platforms. I don't do that. I just sit and I think as a human.
No, then that's cool too, because I've always told this to people. Ask all the time, what route should I take? What would you suggest? What podcast world to review world to music world? Nobody knows because every single person's blueprint is different. I promise you, every one of us tried all the same things. Every one of us found something that worked for us. There's no blueprint. You just have to be true to yourself and understand that you control what you do. And you have to look out. It's terrible. Some people take this way out of, way to the extreme, but you have to look out for you first in this business, especially. It's terrible. But not to say that you can't have some really good, close, trustworthy people too. That's, a few of us are lucky to have that, but it's just a dirt bag filled business, man.
It is. No, it really is. And it's
the funniest thing about it to me. Listen, I ain't like, I'm old. I got a couple of, but it's so funny to see how reckless half these people are that literally like, I don't know any of the music, but I followed that whole Gavin Adcock thing with the fight that was going on between him and. So did you see that with the two country music douches were going back and forth and I'm gonna kick your ass when I see you type shit, blah blah blah. They're tough guys, and the one that's supposed to be the big tough guy, like as soon as he saw dude at this festival, he called security to make the guy's trying to scale a fence to, and like first year not like. All these fake tough people out there, like that's my biggest pet peeve with the music industry. Anybody gets any success, all of a sudden now they can fight for some. Like, why can't you just be a normal person? Like your music's not even about that. They get to a point where now all of a sudden they just think, I'm doing well, I'm selling shit. I can beat everybody up. Where did that come from? Like, these people, they just change so much once they get to some. I don't know, man. I just really think we should just be able to just punch people in their face one time, just every now and then.
I think some people need it.
Oh no, there's no think. 1,000%. Many people need it. I've needed it several times in my life, and when I caught them, I deserved it probably. So it is what it is. But yeah, man, the whole music world just crazy now. Like, yeah, it's just a bunch of. There's not a whole lot of real left.
Well, it's got to be interesting to have been in the doing music as long as you have, because you've seen this huge dynamic shift in every aspect of how music is made, how people come up, how they're putting out their music, what's in, what's popping, whatever. I hate that fucking word, popping.
I hadn't heard that in a minute. Now, what's crazy? What's even crazier, and speaking for myself, is that I didn't go to a music studio till I was 30. I didn't know anything about music. Had no clue about. Legitimately, a drunken karaoke night started this whole thing. It was just one of those like weird things. Doing some karaoke. I was doing a Beastie song. Some big old lady was standing in front of the teleprompter. I couldn't see the words, so I just started making shit up. Didn't even know I could rap. And it was about woods and mud, just corny shit, 30 years old, whatever. Some dude walked up and he's like, hey, man, do you country rap? I was like, the fuck is that? What are you talking about? Like, I never heard of such. And he took me out to his truck and let me hear a burnt CD of Colt Ford. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do that. And literally, like the next day, I called my buddy, Gainesville, who has a studio. I've known him all my life, and and knew he did music, blah, blah. But I'll never forget that convo. I called him. I was like, hey, Dave, I need some studio time on Saturday. He's like, cool. Who you bringing through? I was like, me. He's like, what? He's like, because he knows me. He's like, you don't know. What are you doing? I said, I'm on country rap. He's like, all right, man, I'll holler at you. He thought I was bullshitting with him. Like, because it was the stupidest idea ever, too. It was stupid. So, yeah, I go all the way back to remember, speaking of the changes. So, when it started, yeah, you had to save up with whoever you were going to the studio for to pay for studio time. And then once you got done with the studio, you had to save up again to send it off to get it mixed, and then send it off to get it mastered. Then you had to save up money to get CDs pressed, and it was just like this whole formula. And then back then too, if you were independent and you didn't have a guy, there was no way for you to get your shit on iTunes. And you couldn't get on CD Baby. You couldn't get on these places. Luckily, we had a guy we could get there. So we saw the best of both worlds, where we were selling hard copies, plus we were actually back when you had to pay the 99 cents for the single or the $9.99 for the album. Like, so we saw that. And I can vividly remember my phone going nuts for a week when we heard about streaming and the Spotify thing coming. And all it took was people would just have a membership and they get all the music for free. We're like, oh, how, like, that was really, and that goes back to what we were talking about earlier. Well, there's something that we don't know that's happening again in order for them to raise the stream rates, because we all freaked out thinking music's done. We're never going to get paid again. We got a tour. We got to do this. Oh, but the streamers started paying. Then YouTube started paying. It's like, wait, okay. Something's going on. So they always stay a step ahead too. And I think this is why you're seeing way more people out there looking for record deals again, because the labels have made it so much tougher now for independent people to shine. You feel what I'm saying? So if you look at look at how many people are chasing deals again. Now the deals are better. They're not near. They're still dog shit. Yeah. But for a 10-year span, you had the Hobsons, the Daxes, the Toms, all the 1,000. What's his name? That helped start that never sold anything. He streamed from the jump. Tyler, the creator. He was like, he believed in that whole streaming thing from the jump, and it was like watching that transition. It's been really crazy to see how the whole dynamic shifted, but it shifted to the point where, okay, there's so many independent people that are making enough money now to compete with these label guys that the labels had to say, okay, let's reach into our pockets. Let's control this out, because all they have to do is hook up with one of the metas, one of these people, and stifle things. It is what it is. So you're seeing a lot more people now seeking record deals, because for one, that's the only way you'll ever get any sort of mainstream notoriety, any sort of mainstream money, things of that nature. It's been really unique to watch it all, to be honest with you, and kind of see every facet of it. Yeah. To the point of where we saw the greatest and then down and up. And, and there's no secret. That's why a lot of people tour so heavily, because, I mean, shit, it takes 1 million streams to make just a few $100 on Spotify. It's crazy. And here's the wild thing about that. Dude that created Spotify is just a tech nerd. He's never made a song in his life. Doesn't know anything about music. He doesn't have to pay us. That's the other bad thing. He doesn't have to. But in order to license and get the shit out there, I get it. But it's like, bro, you're worth $1 gajillion. You've never made a music. How about give a full penny? Maybe.
Right? I mean, I know it's like, super hard, but
yeah, it's nuts. So I was very disgruntled for several years. Like, I tried to get away from this for 5 years fully. I would self-sabotage. I'd do anything I could to just get out of it, because I was so disgusted with it. But once I learned that it's like, oh, you're never going to control it. If you're happy with your income and you're happy with how you're doing it and you're okay with that, fine. I mean, not everybody's going to be independently wealthy at the end of any career they have. But if you can pay your bills and be happy and have some freedoms, whatever.
That's all I ever want in life. What's up, Truth? I see you. I saw him sneak in here.
So, it's a trip, man. I mean, I'm the first to admit, too, it's like, when I went through my divorce, it was 5 years ago. We had like rental property, this, that, and other, sold all that shit. Then I sold my music catalog for a lot of money. And it was enough that I really thought, I can live a pretty frugal life on this farm in Kentucky and never have anything to worry about. And then literally a week later, after I closed on that home, is when the Internal Revenue Service said, "Oh, we got different plans for you." So, it's just like I spent a year just hating everything, hating it. And I was like, you know what? It is what it is.
Yeah.
I don't mind what I do, so I'll keep doing what I do until I can get that taken care of and be done with. I mean, it's just part of life. You just gotta surrender sometimes. Because I wanted to fight them all. I hated it. I was so mad, and I was just kind of like, you know what? What's gonna keep you off my back until I die? That okay? Cool. I'll give you that. And then let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, fuck y'all. You're not getting it all. That's just the way I look at it.
No, I get it. It's like,
and you get punished for being successful. That's the problem I have. Is when you go from a 5-6 piece band, 2 roadies, all piled into a 10-passenger van with a rented U-Haul, driving all over the country till you finally start catching your breaks, and you're in the big bus, and you're making money, and you're doing this, that, and other, and then all of a sudden you get to this place where you've busted your ass for 15 years to have a success, like some moderate success and a decent income, and it's like, oh yeah, we're not gonna make it that easy on you. So you get punished for doing good at what you do. I don't understand that.
well, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like people that have beaten things in their life have come through addictions, bad, like I'm not talking about like, sad, things didn't work out. I'm talking about like nasty relationships, toxic,
bad shit for sure.
Like, yeah. Like, and so you get where I'm going with this. Like, where people have been through that kind of stuff. At the end of the day, I think a lot of us are kind of like, bills are paid. I have a house, so nobody can take it from me. I have a car. I can get where I need to go. My kids are safe. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm getting my health back. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, and that's the key, man. It's like, and I've struggled with it. I still struggle with it, but it's like when you can truthfully say, oh, I'm happy with me, man, the rest of the world is easier. It's so much easier. But you can it's also easy to fight that daily too, because there's always something you want to do better. If you're like me, I'm just like, I was disgusted that 2 years ago I lost 130 pounds, got back to my college playing weight, the whole nine, blah blah. Felt great. And okay, fast forward a year and a half later, I'm like, oh shit, I put on 60 pounds again. And I was just so disappointed with me that I spent 2 more months. Oh man, I know I should go to the gym, but I just ain't ready. It was a constant delay. It's like, yeah, it's just so upset with yourself. And but once you can get to that point where I'm like, yeah, I tore my Achilles, I'm still fucking doing what I got to do. It's like, you just got to get in that mindset. Once you can get your mind, get into that mind frame consistently, it just seems like all the other stresses they're going to be there. They're just going to be alleviated in a great deal.
Yeah, I go every single day. I go to the gym 7 days a week. I show up every single day. Sometimes I'll do 30 minutes. Sometimes I'll do an hour and a half. It just depends on my mood. But since I go every day, I'm not that worried about it. But the thing is that I can then during the day when I'm sitting there being lazy, I can go, I already went to the gym. I already worked my ass off. I sweated my ass off. Literally, hopefully that's the goal. Like I've done all of this. I put the work in and I got up at, 3:00 in the morning. I was at the gym at 4 in the morning. Sorry for everybody who gets my text messages at 4 in the morning because I send them. I'm like, I'm bored. Like when you're between
I'm sleeping.
A lot of them respond. Like Truth, he's in the chat. He responds because he's up that early too. Cliff responds, he's up that early too. Austin, if he was here.
What up, chat? Yeah, no. I get that too for a long. When I started back on that's what I would start my day. I had a deal with the local golf course that their first tee time was 7:14 a.m. every morning, and they would let me go off at 7 because I was going to walk it. And I'd get out there and start my day. I'd walk the front 9, and I'd hop in the cart and play the back 9. Then I'd go to the gym. And I was home by like 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I was like, for me, I'm the type of person that I need midday workout because I felt accomplished, but then I'm like, I should have nothing else to do the rest of the day. And I'd be sedentary. I'd sit around because I was like, oh, I've already accomplished what I needed to do. And I just go right
sometimes
back
go
to the
this. I go
recliner.
back, and people get mad at me. Like my friends will be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I went back. I got bored."
Get addicted to it. Now, I only go to the actual warehouse 3 times a week because that's where we do all the other stuff. But
Mhm.
I do 5 days a week of at least cardio for sure. But we're getting back into everything else. And yeah, I'm one of those too. Like I can't go too often, or I'll be there all the time.
And that's kind of where I'm at. But I kind of it's like why not at this point? But that's the thing though, is that I've spent the entire beginning half of my life up until October, for the most part, sitting on my ass and accepting that whatever came with that, whether it be not mobility being super wide, being just like instead of being having any kind of tone at all, being just like a lump, like a potato. I accepted it, and then I couldn't get up. I couldn't toss around in bed at night. Like I would try to turn over. I'm like, like
Yeah.
I let it happen, and then I'm like, I don't want the rest of my life to be like that, to have sore knees constantly, to have shoulders
I'm gonna go ahead
popping.
and let you know this shit don't get any better. Everything
It
hurts.
doesn't, but at least I'm trying to do what I can to make it better so that if something were to happen, when you have no muscle tone and you hurt yourself, you're 10 times more fucked than if you
For sure.
you know what I mean? Like you get it. You did sports and stuff. You understand. I did in like junior high, but I never did. So it's one of those things where it's like I have all these things going for me that I'm trying to do and I try to encourage people to do. And I see a lot of artists that are let's be honest, y'all, we're all getting older. I don't care
Mhm.
how young we all think we are. We're all getting older gradually at the same rate. It's weird, right?
Yeah.
You're
None of us
like,
get there faster than the other.
what's up, Chill Rock? He's like the
Chill
youngest one
rock.
in here.
That's my boy.
I've known him forever.
I need, dude.
Forever. He's the one that caught that somebody dissed me in a song. He was listening to it. It was great. It was good times. Good times, Chirac. Nice catch. But no, I'm just saying we're all getting older, and it's like, if not now, when?
Yeah. That's the thing. It's like it. Yeah, it doesn't slow down. You got to do it now for sure. For sure. That procrastination shit. And I was terrible with it majority of my life. And but I would always couple that with, oh, I work better with my back against the wall under pressure type shit.
I do.
There was always an excuse, which a lot of that's true. But procrastination, is terrible. Speaking of terrible, I'm sorry. This shit sucks so bad. All right. My bad. I was trying to adjust my little infrared thing on my Achilles.
I'm sorry. That
I
sucks that
just-
that happened, though.
I'm going Friday. This too swollen for the MRI. Now I'm hoping that the screw just shifted from when I had it worked on 15 years ago, and it popped, and the burns there, but it's swollen in a different place than last time. So I'm hoping that it's not completely torn from the bone because I could work with that. But either way,
Yeah.
it is what it is. Shit happens. You get old, fat, and things start hurting, and things start breaking more often.
See, that's what I was thinking is that you get, if you get old and you get fat. And I was like, well, I'm already fat. So that's
Don't
stupid.
get old.
Like, no, do you know what I mean? Though, like I did it backwards. Generally, you get older and then you can't move
Hey.
as much, so you get larger. And I'm like, wait a minute, I kind of like got a head start. I don't want to do
Hey,
no.
speaking of doing it backwards, it's funny you said that because like we've talked about it, and people that follow me know I'm an open book. So like, as soon as I got done playing ball, I mean I was a cocaine addict. I mean I was a party. I was Van Wilder like that, dude.
I love that movie, by the way.
And then I got in the music business, and when we got to our point, we were touring heavily or doing this. I mean, we had all kind of sponsors, Jim Beam and Red Stag and Moonshine and all this other kind of stuff. And I just found myself saying, I already lived the rock star life. I didn't do shit when I was out on the road. I mean, I would drink every now and then with the guys, but But I went so hard in my 20s and early 30s that I was like, oh, yeah, I can't do. So I did that whole thing backwards. I thank God I did, or my career would have been done a year and a half in. So I got all that rock star shit out of the way accidentally before we got into this deal. Because it didn't matter where we were, man. Anywhere you were at. Hey, man, you want something? You want this? You want that? And it's like everywhere. I'm like, no, I'm good, bro. Like, it was crazy. Crazy.
I was married to the dealer. So.
Yeah. So yeah, that's
and mine wasn't cocaine. Mine was meth.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, it's all white.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's all
it all
I still never got my house clean. Now I'm like, no.
It just all keeps you up.
That part of my brain is broken. The attempting to clean my house from top to bottom does not work with me. Like, I was twacked out and I still didn't get a clean house.
I was one of those weird ones though that I used to like to get the shit, go home and do it by myself. Like I just was real.
I'm that way.
A lot of that too was because I think because of my name in that town and whatnot. Like there was a lot of people I didn't want knowing, for one. And two, I was one of those that I would just get in there and just do it myself. I was greedy. I didn't want to share it either.
Me too. I always used to pinch the bags because
I couldn't do the go out thing. It just wasn't for me. I couldn't do it when I was out, is what I'm saying.
I never wanted to. Well, I had to work. Like I was working 2 jobs. I had 2 little kids and I was married and I was doing basically everything from start to finish. Everything was my responsibility. It was like having a lump on the couch. So basically I would like go to my first job. I would take some in this little thing and wrapped in little toilet paper. And I worked at a hospital and I'd sneak off. And that was like in 2008 or something. I don't even know. But I always wanted to be alone. I didn't want anyone to mess with me. Don't talk to me. Leave me alone. Don't fuck with me. God, don't like try to prank me or do something stupid because I'm going to start swinging. Like I'm going to have problems. Like I'm paranoid. I was always paranoid. And
same.
I'm like, I just would rather be by myself, like, and spend my 7 hours looking out the blinds.
What was wild is like, I've been off and on quitting tobacco for 25 years. The day I wanted to stop partying, I'd never had a witch. There was no problem. It's like, I'm just outgrew this shit. It was done. Like I didn't have I watched people struggle, but then again, I was never into the pills and shit that people really had the problems getting, stuff like that. But I was like, I never understood. I was like, why don't you just quit? I just one day was like, I'm done, and I was okay, But I do have a funny story about that shit though. So my parents were like, really, really good people, and they had heard rustlings, and I might have mentioned it to them, whatever. So I had quit, and I told them, I was like, yo, I'm done with that shit. And literally like a week later, you could already see how it looked better, like color, things like that. It had been like 4 or 5 months, right? And my dad calls one day. He's, you off tomorrow? I was like, yes. You want to play golf? I was like, yeah. And he's like, pick me up. I was like, all right, cool. So I go pick him up. And the sunglass holders, right? Like in your dash, I had my Titan. I picked him up and I hit it to grab my sunglasses, and a fucking gram of Coke fell out. Like full to the top. And he's like, I thought you started. I said, hold up. Let me explain to you how cocaine works. Because if I knew this was there, there would be nothing in the bag.
Yeah,
I told her, I said, Dad, it don't matter if you buy this much or that much or what. You're doing it all. And I tossed it out the window right there. And he was like, I was like, yeah, you don't understand. Had I not, so I was just sitting there thinking of the stupid shit. I'm like, what if I just got pulled and I hit that and grabbed my registration? I'm like, the dumbest shit. And that was 6 months after I had quit. It's just, and then it made me go home and I'm like, pulling out cushions, making sure I didn't have baggies anywhere. It was bad, man. It was terrible.
Damn, I wish I had some shit so I could search for some shit just so I don't have any more shit.
Dude, I would get so fucked up at home that I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna hide the bag till tomorrow and I'll finish it after work. And I would close my eyes, turn all the lights off, just throw it somewhere in the house, go into another room. About an hour later, I've been there, all the lights on. Where's that shit at? I know it's somewhere. You could not finish what you had. It was just like a rule. So And I didn't want to break
always-
rules.
You just never, it never seemed like you were up there until it was gone. And then it was like, shit.
Now, I probably should go to bed. Now sun's up. Damn it, work. Yeah, it was terrible.
I hate forgetting how to sleep. That was the worst.
So
Being up
brutal.
for so long that literally you'd lay down and go, I'm actually volunteering and trying to get myself to go unconscious, completely unconscious after I've been up for like 3 days.
Oh yeah, it was terrible.
Terrifying.
It was.
I'm like,
so
what if I never
bad.
wake up? And then your brain starts going.
Oh yeah, it doesn't stop. Yeah.
Give me 1 second. I have to go unlock the front door. My kid's gonna be home in like 15 minutes,
good?
and I know I'll forget. I really will forget. Hold on, be right back.
Yeah. What's cracking, y'all? Yo. What up, Jerry? Casey? Small Fox, what's happening, Kit? I just now got to look over here at the chat. Where y'all all checking in from? Oh, I'm trying to get healthy there, Mr. Small Fox. Had a little setback today with the old Achilles tendon, but we're still going hard. Reno! Huh. Well, I got some Reno stories. That's a fact. We're at in Florida, Casey. Whereabouts? That's my stomping grounds. I knew that, kid. I knew where you was at. I want to know where Casey Rickman's at in Florida. Crystal River. All right. Okay. I know that very well. Very, very well. I have been in every spring there about 7,000 times. And right up the road, if you go over to Inverness, go to Inverness in the Cove. If you've not been there, best smoked wings in all of Florida. It's about 20 minutes from you.
Where?
Sorry, I'm talking food with people in the chat.
What location did you say?
The Inverness Cove in Inverness, Florida. They have the best smoked wings I've ever had in my life.
I know where that's at.
I mean, there's 5. They're so good. It's just, they're so good. Northwest Indiana. All right.
I used to live 40 minutes north of Panama City Beach in a tiny little psychotic town with bad
Bonifay.
Called Bonifay. Yeah.
All you got to say, Bonifay, Carabel, Lamont, they all won. It's just one thing. I'll be there. Yeah, in 9 days I'll be in Lamont, Carabel, Bonifay, Hitchcock, wherever the fuck you call it.
I know what you're talking about.
Hitchcock. Yeah.
Dude, I would never.
We just call it Weewah. Yeah, oh, it's terrible.
Bonifay is there.
Bonifay is. I grew up in Palatka. Bonifay is the Palatka of the Panhandle. 1,000%.
And Defuniak Springs is not as bad, but just as bad. Ponce de Leon. The springs are great. Those are great.
I'm not allowed in them.
What did you take shit in it? Like,
so
they're great though. For $4, that's a great place to go. It's so pretty though.
Yeah, so I played with Nike and Easton. I played softball for. I know it sounds gay as shit, but when you get done playing all your sports, grown men softball becomes kind of competitive, whatever. And we traveled all over the place.
Softball is hardcore though.
Yeah, I got to the point where we just all stopped because it was a bunch of dudes that didn't peak until they were like 25 that now think they're great athletes. They're all juiced up. And I'm like, bro, it's softball, dog. Like the reason you're playing is because you weren't us in school. It was fights on it. It was crazy. But we had a big tournament in Ponce de Leon Springs. And there's a lot of us that aren't allowed back there. Well, I mean, I'm sure statute of limitations are up. But one guy, we took all 4 of his tires off his Blazer and threw him in the springs and left his Blazer on blocks. That was again. This was still the dope party drinking, didn't give 2 shits days. Like it was wild.
You were in the right place then, because
for sure
that's what that area is. I tell people all the time, Bonifay is meth central, or you own the town. There's like no middle ground.
There's none. There's none. But what's crazy is that it's literally like that whole area. Once you get off of a main road, it's so pretty all around there.
It is. It
It's
is.
just
Like on the way to the prison, like if you
Yeah.
take 76, like it's like,
Boom.
oh,
Oh,
this
it's so
is
beautiful. All the pastures. Oh shit, that's where they fry everybody. It's like it's crazy. And then you get around the corner. Yeah, I mean, because I'm a big like. We grew up. Steenhatchee was 2 hours from us, so like all my parents' friends and all them, they all had little campers and shit. We actually used to call it Palacahatchee because so many people would. So I enjoy the west side of Florida more visit wise. Steenhatchee and that Cedar Key, that whole area, all the way up into the Panhandle. It's more fun, but I'd prefer to live on the east side if I ever had to go back.
I don't blame you because I lived in the Panhandle,
Right.
which is basically Alabama. I mean, let's be honest. It's basically
that's
Alabama.
Yeah, where we came from, if you lived in the Panhandle, we consider that Alabama. If you were north of Jacksonville, you were in Georgia, and if you were south of Orlando, you were in fucking Cuba. That was just the way we looked at it. I mean, because it's still that way. But it was so crazy growing up in a state that literally all four regions were just completely different with the character of people, the way people live. I mean, it was so diverse, and I mean, I'm not saying it in a bad way by any means, but it was wild. I mean, I can remember being, a teenager and getting south of Orlando, and you start seeing stop signs in Spanish and shit. And you're like, what? Like this is different. And then you go into the Panhandle, and stop signs are misspelled. So you're like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I'm saying? So every area of Florida was so different. And then on the east side, it was all hang 10, surfs up, And then right there in the middle where we all are is just a big forest of rednecks.
Well, what I don't at first when I first came here, it bothered me, and then I don't even know how to put this. I live directly like a couple, not blocks, like a mile or so away from 90. Now in Texas, I lived. Everything was off of 90 and I-10 in Florida.
I know, right?
And I made the mistake when I moved here of taking the scenic route because I thought, oh, he'll never catch me on this road because I was trying to avoid the psycho who was high as a kite and was probably going to chase me because he would, at least for a little while until he like saw a squirrel or something. But anyway, so I took 90, mind you. It was scenic, but it was like, good God, you got stuck in the swamps for like 6 years. And I was like, I guess we're moving to the swamp. I don't know if there's ever going to be a road again. Like, I don't know. It was not scenic, but it's the same road I live right near now.
It's crazy too.
Weird to me.
People also don't realize how much the landscape has shifted after the hurricanes too. It's wild. Like there's places where I grew up in St. Augustine that we would fish all the time that now like those docks are 100 yards from water. It's all dry. The whole ecosystem's changed. The river system's changed. They've had to build new bridges, and it's really weird driving through there and being like, hey, that used to be water. What? Now there is. It's really weird.
You can't just pick up its skirts and like scoot it over. I mean,
yeah.
They could technically.
It's been different seeing the whole landscape, everything change, but I don't have to worry about it anymore. I can't. Florida ain't for me. I had my run. I had my run there.
Harvey hit here, and the next year I moved, and then later that year Michael hit where I was before. So I missed 2 Category 5 hurricanes with my timing, and I was like, okay,
there you go.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember being in like college and places where people would be like, man, Florida, that's crazy. Y'all got them hurricanes. I'm like, listen, we know, you get a week heads up. You can get out and do things like Midwest tornadoes. You can't call it. You're out west and the ground just starts shaking. Like to me, that's wilder than that. It's like, at least you have some time. And they don't understand. I'm like, we lived coastal, and in the 35 years I was there, we only had one that hit us kind of direct. Like it's crazy how like, what was it? A couple years ago when Mexico City gets wiped out and it comes right back through and wipes it out again. Like it's just nuts how some places get it more than others. But
Louisiana.
Up until about 6 years ago, St. Augustine never got one really bad. And the Louisiana's just been getting pasted.
I know, because Austin lives there, and I'm like, dude,
It's crazy, man.
I was like, it might hit. Oh no, it's going for you again. Every time I tell him, he's one of my mods, one of my friends. I lived in Kansas City from about 93.
Oh, that's a fun time.
To 2015 ish, off and on. Like I jumped over Casey K, Casey Mo, stuff like that. I remember when Tech 9 was coming up. I was there when he was coming up in Kansas City. Right. You know, I was a teenager in the 90s, you know, and Casey was great, except the tornadoes like scared the shit out of me, and the hail, like hail.
Yeah, that was wild.
It was like grapefruit size. I'm like, what? And everybody's trying to pile under the bridge, you know, in your car, and you're like going with the ass end sticking out. And it's like, and the cold. I hate snow. I hate winter. I hate the cold. It is blowing 25-mile-an-hour winds right now.
Yeah, I'm so different. I guess
so mad. I'm so mad.
I don't know. I mean, I don't necessarily want like a gnarly 4-month sub-zero winter, but I really I really fell in love with Tennessee when I moved up there to do music, in that Kentucky area I was in, because you got all 4 seasons, and that was cool to me. I mean, they may be longer and shorter sometimes, but it was I didn't have any problems with 2-3 weeks of bitter cold and a lot of snow, because that spring was so nice. This is so cool. And then summer gets hot, and there's like, we get that couple 3 months of fall. It was just like, I really enjoyed being able to have all 4. But I also fully understand why people are like, fuck winter. I get it.
A lot of people are attracted to the seasons a lot. I hear that quite often.
For sure.
My ideal temperature, let me just put it this way. My ideal temperature is at least 80, if not 85 plus. At all times.
I'm 62 to 68. Bam. We're good to go.
It's 73 out right now. The wind is 25 miles an hour, which makes it feel basically like 14 degrees as far as I'm concerned. I'm not here for this. I complain, and people are like from up north. They're like, it's colder here. I'm like, you're in the tundra.
Yeah, Stop telling me that
I should not complain. I'm not built for this.
It blew my mind. So I mean, obviously, I was from Florida all my life, and I went off to University of Cincinnati. 15 hours away.
In Ohio.
It got up there.
In Ohio, so I get it.
Man, I got there that July. Working out July, August, September. I was like, man, September and October. I was like, this is awesome. Set gorgeous, like a real fall. Blah blah blah. And everybody's like, wait another month. That first winter came, and it wasn't the fact that it was just brutal, bitter cold, ice everywhere, that whole night. It was the amount of people I'd see walking to class in shorts and a hoodie. I'm like, you what, bitch? You, huh? Like, and then it was about the second or third year where I was like, oh shit, I'm one of them now. Like you really do adjust. Like I was like, this is nuts, because I'd be walking to class with a damn ski outfit on with poles and everything, and they'd be in shorts and a hoodie. Man, it's only 35. Like, bitch, I'm from Florida. Like it was terrible. But no, I like the 4 seasons thing. I really do.
See, I was born in Ohio. And
where
I was
at?
in the city, Toledo. I was born in Toledo.
Oh, the Mud Hens.
So here's the thing, in Parma and Athens and all that. So like that whole area. Mm-hmm. So Parma, Snow Road is the emergency route through that whole area in Florida, in Ohio. It's called Snow Road because it's an emergency route. And my great grandmother, what's the matter, you? Her husband built one of the first houses on that entire road. There was nothing on it, and now it's completely populated on all ends from start to finish. And so it was just crazy to me, because I left when I was I went to Georgia. I lived in Georgia when I was in first grade. And then I was in third grade by the time I got to Kansas City area. But
I
kept coming south, little by little.
You're there. I was talking to somebody up here the other day. We were talking about that weather. Oh no, we were talking about Florida and growth and how things have changed. And I asked him, I said, whereabouts are you from? He said, well, we're they were from the Midwest. He said, we just moved down to the St. Augustine area. And I said, where? And he told me, and I was like, I said, that's really growing, right? And he's like, yeah. And he was telling me, they got a Buc-ee's and they got this mall and they got this, that, blah, blah, blah. I said, I know. It's mind-boggling because this giant neighborhood and golf community that's where he's talking about was the first hunting club that we were in. I was like, we used to hunt there. Like, it was like an 8,000 acre club that we were all members at. And now there's fucking grocery stores, schools, high schools. It's like, wow, man. I don't know. It's you can't, there's nothing left down there. Just building on top of each other. It's wild.
And I even see it around here, to be honest.
Oh,
I
it's
see it
everywhere.
around this town here. They're building these huge apartment complexes.
Mhm.
And I'm like, who the fuck's going to live there? Because let me tell you something. Before I got this place, when I was looking for somewhere to live, they want 3 times the rent. The rent was $1,400 for like a 2-bedroom apartment. And I'm like, I don't make that much. I don't make twice the rent. What the fuck? And you can't get it. Who's living here?
We were talking about that in November. We had our 30-year reunion from my freshman year in college was the first year that we had gone to a bowl game in the history of the school. So it was cool. We do like a little reunion, every 5 years that we can. So this year was 30 years. Like, this is crazy. And we were talking about exactly that, how so much had changed, but things that I completely forgot where I was going with that. Shit. You were just talking. What were you talking about? The
this is fun. I'm just gonna wait. I was talking about the rent being 3 times.
Yes, that's what we were talking about. So I'm sitting there. I was talking to my buddy Derek and Artrell. They were 2 of my roommates there, and then anyway, there was 5 of us, and it was a 3-story house. It had 2 big bedrooms in the basement. Had a bedroom on the main floor and 2 bedrooms upstairs. It was 5 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, had 2 kitchens and a walkout roof deck. And there was 5 of us that lived in there. We paid $275 each a month. I was like, what? That included all our bills, everything, electric, utilities, the whole night. I think rent then on that house was like $750 or $800 a month. And then about the cable and this, that. I was like, it's crazy if you look at inflation in that manner. Like, just not too long ago when we were in school. Like, this is crazy. Oh yeah, it's wild, man. It's wild.
Well, see, and I can't imagine. See, I'm not a creative person, and I don't have my outlet is obviously not the written word. It is not music. It is not. And I'm not emotionally empathetic. That is a 0 for me. I am. What is it? Cognitively empathetic, but I'm not emotionally empathetic. So if you're really sad and your song is about something sad, I'm not going to sit here and cry. I just don't. People get mad at me for that. It's fun. I'm like, hey, I told you I was a bitch. What you want me to do?
I've had a lot of music move me, but I have never cried over a song.
Like, the only time that I ever tear up is there have been a couple of songs that were directly correlated to something that happened to me in my life. Like,
yeah, that's understandable.
Like, there's one for like Gone in Atlas where it's talking about like school shootings, and then you see the kids rushing out and the parents see it's doing it again. The parents are standing there like, come, like, please, I hope my kid's coming out of the door next. I hope my kid's coming out of the door next. And that like broke my heart because my daughter, I remember I was on the phone with Just Jenry. I actually probably don't know her, but she was on the phone with me and we heard like firecrackers. It was actually an active shooter outside my daughter's elementary. She was in like kindergarten, 1st grade. It was in the little bayou right behind her school, but I lived in the neighborhood. So I drove my happy ass over there and they wouldn't let me in. And I was like, give me my fucking kid. Like, they're like, we can't. I'm like, so I went back to my car and Nick, the actor, I called him and he's like, is there SWAT out in like at the doors? I said, no. He's like, then she's safe. Because that means they're not in the school. She's safe. Right. It's locked down.
But still, I mean, the nerves. Oh my God, dude. I couldn't imagine that shit.
And so like when that song, it was the visual of the parents like looking for their kid, all these kids coming out crying. I was like,
that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense.
But when it's somebody who's like, I just wish that you loved me. I'm like,
Yeah, it's like that's your problem. But
like, stack up, honey.
and I do a lot of introspective shit, but a lot of that's for personal therapy to get the story out, and then a lot of people
Yeah.
relate to it. It's cool, but I don't expect you to be, oh man, I went through that too, and be teared up. No, it's just a story. Now, I mean, if you're watching Thomas J get eat up by all them bees and my girl, and you shed a tear, that's different. But
We
I
just like
just, I just ain't had a song do me like that. You know
I
what I
have
mean?
not seen that movie
My girl.
ever.
I'll talk to you later.
The lead kid just irritated me.
Yeah, I mean, it irritated everybody. Still does. But I was like 9 when it came out, and I remember crying at the theater because Thomas J got eat up by them bees. It was terrible.
All I know is that there were inappropriate things in the movie at the time it came out, so I wasn't allowed to see it. And by the time I started choosing what I wanted to watch, I was watching like the old school Handmaid's Tale, like the original movie, on like one of the like TBS or wherever when my mom wasn't home. I went straight to that shit, so I skipped that whole era. I went like way too far.
Went right past it. Yeah, no, I'm with you though on a song. I mean, hey, they can move you and mean a lot, but I'm the same way, cognitively emotional.
And see, that's my thing is that
Empathetic, sorry, not emotional.
I knew what you meant, but here's the thing. Because of all these changes that have come around in your career, in your music career, let's say specifically your music career, I can't even comprehend what it would be like to have to, whether you have to or not, I don't know. That's why I'm asking, adjust your style or how you write music or your process. Has it adjusted since then?
No, yeah.
Because some people
a lot.
stick to it like period, and then some people try to adapt. So I was just curious.
I think that was the in my experience. I think that was my lack of having any music background and getting into it so late. I knew kind of what I wanted to do and what I liked, and then a couple years in, when there was no traction, there was nothing. You would definitely listen to the other people in your lane and be like, "Oh, they killed it with that. We need something along those lines." You know what I mean? So I think what a lot of people do is they'll listen, and it's okay to take ideas, but you can't be influenced. And you would start getting so influenced by the things that had numbers because yours didn't. Or if you put out a song that did well and other people didn't understand it, they would try to do one. And I think that's just the nature of life. People are always comparing. So with me not having a background in music, I was always trying to prove shit. Like, okay, the country rap thing. I mean, I'm not being disrespectful to any of us that do it or whatnot, but if we're all being honest, yeah, when it started out, there was a, for lack of a better term, there was a corniness factor to it because it was a bunch of goofy white dudes rapping about being drunk in the woods and riding in the mud. It was fun. It was more like, okay, we're a bunch of people that grew up in the era of, we grew up in the MTV era where, there might be a rock song number one, there might be a rap song at number two, and at number three might be we were around everything. So growing up as a hip hop fan and in the heart of Southern rock, it was like combining the two was cool. Writing those songs was not hard because you were really just trying to relate to the people and grow up with. But about 4 or 5 years in, when you see that, hey, man, things have kind of gotten stale, you do want to make some changes. I think I made way drastic changes. Because I was such a fan of hip hop and I didn't know anything about music. As I got better as a writer and progressed more, I wanted to prove to myself that I could rap and that I could. And I did. And then I wanted to prove that I could do that instead of sticking with the same thing. And there's people out there, like you had mentioned, and I'm not knocking them at all, that no matter what song plays from the first 4 or 5 notes, oh, that's so-and-so song. This is a song. And to their credit, I've heard it from their mouths several times. Why mess with a wheel that ain't broke? I get that. But I'm one of those that even with sports and everything else, at some point, I just want to try the new thing. I want to, some people say grow or expand, whatever. No, I was chasing where the numbers were, and I had forgotten what my core fan base was,
Mhm.
and that's a tough thing to sit back and really shift that perspective and understand and be truthful about it. Like, okay, look, a lot of y'all been rocking with me since 2009. I apologize for 2015 to 2020 because I was out here rapping and doing shit that y'all didn't support me and get me to where I was at. Because when I'm doing my live shows, I was still doing the music that they supported and got me to this point. So I had this real struggle with, man, how can I be Jeff McCool without being too much Brahma Bull or too much Moccasin? Like, it was just this constant, like, you know what? I can't please everybody. Let me just stop. Blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't until recently where it was like, you know what? I've done what I've done. I'm happy with it now. Like, I understand it and I'm okay with it. So when all the old heads got together and were like, hey, you know, it's not knocking anything where it's at now because everything's grown and there's a lot more people involved and that's so super cool. But we have to remember when we started this, we were targeting a certain audience and we were in our early 30s. So the majority of our fan base was 37 to 52-ish 16 years ago. So now they're in their 50s to 70. They're not going out to the bars. They're not going out to the bike rallies. They're not going out into places where we used to perform for. So when we said, you know what, I think that would help a little bit with rejuvenation of the older stuff. It was more fun, more family friendly. Also, if we're doing and we're putting all these on ourselves, where we're going in, we're taking over the mud park and we're putting on the event, we're taking over the fair, we're putting on the event. 7 o'clock, done by 10. All the old folks that want to come, we're there. I don't want to be taking a stage at midnight anymore. Those days are over. You know, it's like, so this whole thing has been really orchestrated to make sure that not only are we bringing the solidarity back from the old heads that kind of created the fun, corny, fun part of it, but we're also like, hey man, we want to thank all y'all that gave us this opportunity to do what we're doing. And how can we do that for y'all? We make ticket prices affordable. We make them earlier in the evening, and we hit all the regions where we've had the most success, where people don't mind a 2-hour drive if they know they're going to get to see 4, 5 of their favorite artists that started the shit all in the same bill every night, you know, stuff like that. So it's been a crazy journey, but as far as the change, yeah, I think consistency can be the greatest thing on the planet, and I also think it can really ruin people. It just depends on what type of fan base you amass and how strong they are. Because the truth of the matter is, this is so much harder than people would ever imagine when you hear this number. But if you had 5,000 fans, 5,000, just 5,000 diehards. I mean, we've all got a couple 100,000 followers, but that doesn't mean anything. If you had 1,000 hardcore fans and you put out an album or a shirt or something once a month for $10 and all 1,000 of those people buy it, how are you not living comfortably?
Right.
People don't get that we are more commodities and just a face that people will jump by. Oh, that song's cool, blah, blah. That's cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it. But they think that just because you have all this traction of these people that follow us, it doesn't translate monetarily at all.
Exactly.
So I try to tell people, listen, man, get you 1,000 people. Or start with a goal of 300 people that you know that you can get $10 out of a month. That's 36,000 a year just from 300 people. That's how hard it is. You can't get 300 consistent people. Like, I mean, it's way tougher than people think. So when you get to a point where you've got, 8, 9, 10,000 people that do everything, they follow you could literally sign your name on used toilet paper and they buy it. You're like, what the fuck? Like, that's the type of people you'd love to have. But compiling a list that huge is very, very tough to do.
Yeah.
Very tough.
It is. And here's the thing, like, as a tiny, like, to give people some perspective on this a little bit, for example, I'm now at what 7,500 subscribers. I had under 1,000 for years, but I have like when I go to when it comes down to it, every video I can guarantee is probably get 13 to 17 views. Those are my diehards.
No, I get it.
Everything that I do. But do they put money? Now, don't take this wrong, y'all. I love you. Do they put money every time they watch a video? Do they throw money at me? No. Do I get monetized for all those views? No. Do I get more than like a quarter of a half of a cent? No. But I know that I'll get those views. But I have 7,000. You would think that I would like start bumping up.
Yeah. People don't realize how tough it really is. And I wanted to comment. Ronald said people lost touch with on originality. And that's what affects the OG rappers because we're trying to please fans with the new stuff. You're right, dude. I fell victim like this entire last year, and I don't give a shit. I mean, I'm gonna out rap most people. Period.
You'll out rap me,
but my fan base doesn't dig that, and I found out the hard way too. And you're right, Ronald. I think it's because music's become so watered down with just lack of originality and bullshit that creativity kind of takes a back seat now sometimes, which is not cool.
Yeah, I can see that because like I haven't been doing, let's say, reactions. I have only been doing them since June. However, I've been part of the community for a really long time. I've been around for it since not a really, really long time. Let's just say I've been in this specific genre of the community since 2021, helping, watching, like moderating, running the communities behind the scenes and all that. So I've been doing it since like 2021. So I get to see like these trends that were coming and going. So maybe I don't have it like I'm doing the reaction video, but I know. And so I see these trends that come and go and people get all hyped up, but then you see 6 songs that are
exactly
structured exactly the same. Now,
right.
I love some of these artists, and I'm not going to name drop artists right now. What I'm going to say is there is a group of artists that are dipping their toes into the rap / alt rock.
Been done.
Pond, right? But I'm saying there's like in the last 2 years, there's been this big sweep and everybody's shifting that way. And it was one, then the next, then the next, then the next. And I'm like, wait a minute, there's the next one and the next one. I'm like, okay, guys.
That's going to continue in every facet of life, though. I mean, people are always going to follow what's the coolest or what
that was just like an example of in this community, in this space, seeing that happen in real time. And the only exposure to like country rap that I had, aside from hearing it in passing, if I went to a festival or just in passing in general, was like Jesse Howard. I remember when he first popped up on Facebook, I saw him and I was like, oh my God, who's this guy? Do you know what I mean? That's when I used Facebook. That was like 7-8 years ago.
Jesse's a good dude too. That's a big son bitch.
Yeah, he's tall shit. Him and New Breed, and they dropped that song, and I lost my shit.
Jesse's like 6'8". That Joker's huge, bro.
I didn't know he was that tall, but I knew
he's 6'7" or 6'8". Yeah, he's a good dude. He's definitely the biggest around for sure. Jesse, he's a good dude too, man. And New Breed. I don't know that I've met New Breed in person, but maybe once. But yeah, Jesse and he's good dude, super good dude.
And see, that's what I'm saying. Like, I might not know every song from every artist, but on the flip side, I kind of have an idea, right? Because it's a really small world when you think about it. Sometimes this world is just really fucking small. Oh. Like, the connections that I have that behind the scenes, we're just going to call it behind the scenes. The connections that I have and the connections that people have to each other, it just is this very small community sometimes. Like, the person who knows the person who's this huge person. Like, for example, I have artists that hit me up with their, unreleased songs sometimes. Or they'll say, who should I reach out to put on this song? Who do you think? And I get that from really small artists. I get that from some medium-sized artists, not the huge ones, obviously. But, like, everybody's kind of interconnected behind the scenes. It's almost like there's a back room, Mm-hmm. Everybody's coming up on stage like, hi. And then in the back room, everybody's just talking, and collaborating and networking and all that stuff. At least that's my experience with it.
It's pretty dead on. It
I
yeah.
haven't been to one of y'all's parties though. That's on my bucket list.
When we get into rooms and just talk, like if we're in a studio or on the phone, whatever, it's crazy how many people. It's the old Kevin Bacon thing. I mean, like, oh, you know, so yeah, I know him. He knows him. So and we all somehow know each other in that weird form or fashion. One thing that I've always found oddly unique about the internet world and music was there were probably 24 artists that I've done features with or features for or vice versa and whatnot that I didn't meet for 12, 13 years. It's because everything's just shot over on the computer here and there. You know, it's like I've been doing shit with Dunbar forever and didn't meet him for the first time until he came down to the Gas 'Em Up video shoot like 5 months ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's really crazy how this whole thing, and we all know each other in some form or fashion. It's really unique.
It's so interesting, and it's. I have my own little network of people that I know and stuff like that I consider friends or that I communicate or collaborate and all this stuff with. But on the flip side, I also have this really, really, it's not insecurity. It's more like trust issues with people because I can't see them in the face. I can't look at them in the face.
Yeah.
Right.
I've always had an issue with that.
Plus, like screenshots and stuff are just creepy and nasty. I hate it. I hate that people can like screenshot and people are like sneaky and weird. And I don't trust like anyone in general. So I get like real standoffish. Huh?
I'm the worst. I trust. It's bad.
Well, and that's the thing is it's like I keep my circle super, super small, but then the circle around that circle is a little bit bigger. But those are the people like that I collaborate with that I like acquaintances and stuff. But I have like 2-3 super close friends and that's it. And I leave it at that. Like, that's it. Like the ones that I would tell everything to. And so to me, it blows my mind in a positive way. Like it gives me hope when I see like you and the guys, like everybody's working together and collaborating together and meeting up and knowing that you don't always meet in person. It gives me hope that there are still people out there that you can.
That's one that reminded me of one of the just random life advice that you hear when you're young. It just makes sense one day. And because from a small town in Florida, I'm going all the way off to Cincinnati, way away. So we had this big, going away party right before I'm leaving for college. And it's all my high school friends and a bunch of their parents and my family's parents, my parents' friends, and that whole nine. And I remember everybody's kind of starting to trickle out. And I'm getting in. One of my dad's best friends came over and he's like, "You ready?" I was like, I don't know, man. I'm going way away. I'm gonna miss because I was leaving. Like I knew I was gonna be homesick, whatever. He turned around. He said, "Look at that crowd." He said, "Who's your best 5 friends here right now?" And I remember I pointed them out. Blah blah blah. He said, "25 years, you'll be in contact with one of them. Get in the car and go." And I was like, "Damn, that blunt." Sure, I mean it's factual. Like you just don't understand at that age that life's people go different directions. Now it's not like if I were to run into one of them that I ran with from for 15 years growing up, if I just ran into them and said, we're gonna catch up right where we left off. But I keep in constant contact, and I say constant, I'm talking maybe every other month or so a quick text with maybe 1 or 2 people that I grew up with, and it's just. That's just life. And we hang on to that shit for so long. And I'd never forget that as long as I live. I was like, oh, that's what he meant. Because it took me 25 years to realize that. I'm like, oh, your friend circle changes immensely throughout life. And the smaller that some bitch gets, the nicer it is.
No, it really is. I love having my circle small. And I tell people, I'm like, I'm a hermit. Yeah. I'm a hermit. I stay in my house. I don't go anywhere. I go on my porch all the time. But aside from that, like I kind of stick to myself and I'm okay with that because I'm happy.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing, man. Like I've battled that forever. And it's just like when you can find personal happiness, stay in that spot.
I'm like, I'm cool here. I'm good. Don't worry. I'm good. I'll jump on Fortnite sometimes. I make my videos. I go to the gym. And I sit on my porch. I'm like the old lady sitting on the porch.
I'm definitely doing old people shit now. I'm like, come on, man. As long as I don't like break out a Sudoku magazine or some shit, I'm good. That's what I see my mom
Get off my
doing. She'll be over
lawn.
there doing her Sudoku or whatever. I'm like, all right, if I get to that point, or if
Has she ever said it's because it helps your brain as you get older?
while she's doing a puzzle at the same time, I'm like, bro, that's like too much brain work. I'm just gonna watch Landman and call it a day.
Dude, I heard that's amazing.
It really is.
Some of the stuff they've said, and I'm like, I said this morning, I was like, I want to watch.
It's one of those that I heard, and I was like, I'll give it a shot, and it's like, fuck, dude, I have to finish this. Like, it's that good. It's in my era, in my day. Totally, completely different shows, but it's up there with Sons. It's up there with Sopranos. It's up there with and I mean, it's just a great. It's written so well.
Good, because that's so lacking in everything.
Oh, I know, it's so hard to find one like that anymore. And Billy Bob Thornton is just he's to me solidified like damn near GOAT status with just this performance. Like he's brilliant. It's really good. I was very, very surprised. Not surprised. Very, very happy with it, to be honest with you. Because nothing worse than like, oh, I hear about this. Let me check out this. And you get 2 or 3 episodes into something. You're like, I'm not even going to finish. I just wasted time watching this shit. You know, it's like, but no, Landman's fantastic. It really is. I'm waiting for this season to end so I can binge it all at one time. And that's another thing that's weird with us and how we're wired now with the way things are with all the streaming shit. It used to mean something to get home, get all your homework done because there's a new Roseanne on Tuesday night at 8. Or, it's like whatever you're watching. It's like we were built to anticipate the storyline. And when the streaming came along, it's like, oh, we can do it all one time, get it out of the way. It's like we've just changed so much as creatures. It's really different.
I don't think it's a good thing personally.
No,
don't get me wrong. I love to binge me some shows, so I'm okay with it. But I think especially for the kids, it's terrible because
for sure.
I think wouldn't piss off your family. The days that you had something cool coming on, there was a Disney.
You're not watching something, yeah.
You get grounded. That's it. It's all, and you won't get to see it because it's done. Once it's over, it's it. There was no reruns.
No,
there wasn't any reruns unless you could catch them on the days that you were out doing the yard because it's Saturday. It's yard work.
Well, if anybody needs to know any reruns, Sanford and Son is on Tubi now, all episodes. That's my favorite sitcom ever. I loved Red Fox. Oh, and I'm showing my age anyway. Go ahead.
No, I know who they are.
I loved Fred Sanford. Anyway.
Now, I just think it's interesting to, like I said, because I'm not creative, but you are, because obviously you write music, you perform music, you do all these things. And it's just interesting to get a perspective from someone who kind of sees the world a little bit differently. You process the world differently. You expel emotions.
I appreciate that, but I think mine was just so different. It was such a different route going. I mean, I was in the. I hate that. It's hard to talk about because it's like I don't like it to sound arrogant or any of that shit. But it was like I'd been in the limelight since I was like 14, just from athletic shit. And this is back, no internet, none of that. I mean, we're talking waiting this week to see if I'm in the new Athlon Sports magazine or if I'm going to make it into East Bay. Like that was, so I was always in some sort of limelight bullshit. And got in college, same thing. You're the quarterback. You're anything you did wrong, somebody swept under the rug. So I saw no repercussions. And I think that's what led me to even more wild. I don't give a shit because I never even got slapped on the hand for some of the dumb shit we did. So I think my whole perspective on life is way different because I lived such a wild one until I got to this point where people are like, man, you do what? I tell them what I do. Man, that's crazy. That's such a wild. I'm like, no, bro, this is the mild shit. Like, so I don't know. I just think I had such a different upbringing, uniquely in the way things were, that the music thing the entertainment, the performing part has always been my favorite because that was the closest thing to me. Being on stage was the closest thing to me to taking a snap in front of 50,000 people. You know, it's like you're still, even though you're playing ball and you're trying to win, you're still entertaining a crowd.
Yeah.
You want them to be happy with what you're doing. So I think that part was always in me, but I think just living the life that I lived before I was 30 made this whole ride a lot easier to navigate because I
That makes
saw
sense.
so many shitty people and things that we had to deal with in the other lane that this was kind of like church compared to that, you know. So, but yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think it's any like weird gift of any sort. I just think I didn't get cheated on life, and it allowed me to uh, take this part of the ride a little easier than some people would. And as far as the creativity shit, it's like I said, it just goes back to, man, I'll send out a text to college friends or old friends, be like, hey man, do you remember that one night we were at the sand pits and such? Tell me about that night. Okay, cool. I just want to make sure. And I'll just write a song about that night. Because there's so many fucking wild things that I've seen. I never ran out of material to write about. So I don't know if I'm really that creative or if it was just
You
the
do get
shit we
that
were around.
the
you
fact
know?
that you said, "Oh, I just write a song about it," so casually.
That
That's the creative part. That's not normal.
I don't know. I mean, that's
I don't write poetry every time my cat does something and pisses me off. Like, oh Felix, wherefore art thou, Felix? You son of a bitch! I hate you. I love you. Goodbye. Like, I don't.
Now that's a question that's asked a lot to any artist. You know, where do you derive or how do you come up with your ideas? How do you? I'm like, I just pick out a random ass weekend over the last 25 years and tell a story about it. That's really it. You know, it's like.
Well, did you get? I don't really ask those questions. I don't ask that because I'm sure everybody asks you that.
Yeah, no, exactly, and it'll come out in natural conversation too. I mean, that's the cool thing too. It's like
it's crazy how that works. It's like I know what I'm doing sometimes.
Hell yeah.
That was it. That was my one.
Izzy had to make her appearance because she's attention
adorable.
whore.
Felix was here.
Babysitter for about a week. You'll change your mind.
I'm scared. I'm terrified of dogs.
This one,
all dogs.
See, that's I know a couple people like that, really, really bad, and for some reason, this one, like Bradwin, is not a dog fan at all. He'll sit there with this one on his shoulder and just love it. It's just, I don't know, something about her. Just one of those is like,
yeah.
But I know people that can't see. I see it. It was funny because I mean, a lot of people know that I'm scared to death of tree frogs. Like I can't even go. Bullfrogs, toads, they don't bother me.
Like the bright green ones?
Yeah. Dude, you know how many windows I've blown out of my own house over the years? I won't. What I've had them hold me. I've had them hold me hostage, like on my storm door. Like I can't even get into my house, man. If I got throw a 22 through it, man.
That's me and spiders. That's me and spiders.
Nothing else bothers me. Just green tree frogs. It's like. I've been ragged on since I was a kid because I get it. Trust me. I'm a big dude, tough guy. I would much rather be scared of something else. Trust me. If I could change that, I would. It's definitely a phobia. It's a mental thing. Because I've, on numerous occasions, my sister's, that's one of her favorite stories. We were gator hunting 15, 20 years ago. I just got on my headlamp, a harpoon, and my buddy. And I was like, Jamie, come with me into the swamp. He's like, man, we're literally knee deep in a swamp, 2 a.m. There's moccasin shit everywhere. We got a gator on the line, so whatever. We step on him. He goes into a death roll. So we're calm. We just kind of get up on a cypress knoll and hold a tree just to get out of the water, let him tire himself down. My sister's on the boat. And then she said, hey, she's got the Q-beam spotlight. She said, don't look up. And I hear them all laughing. I'm like, what? I looked up. Cat, there were 3,000 tree frogs having a keg party above me. And they were like, now between me and the boat, there's a 9-foot alligator that we already have on a rope that's death rolling. I looked at Jamie Harris. I said, listen, you and Yon. He said, you ain't. I said, man, fuck this gator. I walked right past him, dredging through the mud as slow as I could, crawled my fat ass back in the boat, put my shirt back on, said, let's go. They're like, what about the gator? I said, I don't give a damn about the gator. I don't care if Jamie sleeps in the swamp all night. I ain't going to be around him. I can't be around him. Oh, God, I hate him. Like, it's terrible. It is embarrassing as shit.
No, here's the thing. It's the only reason it's funny is because I have one that crawls up my porch and comes and like sits and looks at me every morning at like 4 every morning. Like, well, I'm at the gym now, so usually it was like about 4 before I started.
I shot a hole in the window. For real. We had one.
But it's like by my hands, like, you know, I will trade you those frogs for spiders. You come take care of all my spiders. I'll go take care of all your frogs.
We were playing a bike rally in Stark, Florida one year. I'll never forget. Walking back to the tour bus, you can see one with nasty hands. It was on the inside of the bus. You know, he's looking out. I told everybody in the band and everybody going, I said, until I see one of y'all with that creature in its hand removed from that bus, we'll stay parked right here in Florida. I don't give a fuck if we're here for a week. I wouldn't get back on the bus. It took them like an hour, and finally my drummer comes out. He's like, I got it. And he tossed it. I sprinted on there and dove into my bunk, dude. It's terrible. And it's so embarrassing. Like, I've seen people for it. This shit, I can't get rid of it. I need to talk to like Oz Perlman or somebody. I need to get.
Everybody has their thing, though. Everybody.
Yeah, but a tree frog, come on, man. You 6'4", 295 pounds. And it's like,
yeah, they are kind of
frog. Yeah, damn all that. I stopped dating a girl in college because she had a little tramp stamp of a tree frog on her back. And I was like, I can't, like, there's never going to be a time where that's going.
I'd put my hand right there.
Can't do it. I was like, it's just, it ain't even worth it for me. Like, I'm out. Like,
hand slips. Ah!
Oh, yeah. My boys were, they were ragging me. Like, man, what? I was like,
I'm
listen,
not
man.
laughing at you. You know it's funny.
It's fun. It is. It's hilarious. Trust me. But that's why I don't mess with anybody when they oh man, I'm scared of snakes. I get it. Yeah. Well, I'm scared of stuff. I get it. Because I don't want to tell them, yo, I'm
scared of spiders and dogs. Dogs freak me out. Like they come run up to you and I'm like, no, like no, like you're cute, you're sweet. Don't jump on me. Don't jump up on me. Don't stand up on me. I don't need you to lick me and sniff my crack and stuff. Like it's okay. I'm good. Like, I know your dog's, and people tell me all the time, like, oh, but they're so, I don't care. I know your dog's cute. Your dog's so small. Oh, it's so cute. Okay. No, they're really friendly. That's great. They can be friendly to you. Like,
no,
I don't need to be a proof. I don't need to be the statistic that proves that your dog is psycho. Like, I don't need to be the one. And I have a broomstick on my front porch because there's this huge German Shepherd that gets out. They let it out. And he'll run right up on the porch. He'll chase my kid. He'll run right up on the porch. I about had a heart attack. I about tripped my ass over my porch furniture. I grabbed that and I was like, well, I was like doing some kind of like ninja
parkour.
Yeah, I don't know what I was doing, but I got inside. I was gonna bop him in the nose. Like what? I figured he'd just snap it off with his jaws, but you know, I'm scared of them. I can't help that. So when my neighbors used to let their dogs out, I was like, please keep them out of my yard. I'm minding my business. I don't need them on my porch yapping at me on my own porch. And they're like, but they're so cute. I'm like,
get in here.
They'll be cute at the animal shelter too.
Come on, inside. Come on. Get inside. Yeah, nah, phobias are weird. It's really crazy how the mind works and how people are scared of some wild shit. Like
my Discord, no one's allowed to post pictures of spiders in there. And if
I get
my mods see it,
I get 50 tree frog memes sent to me a week.
And that's so mean though.
I've blocked. I've had a cousin call me. He's like, "Bro, you really gonna block?" I said, "Bitch, you know, like stop,
right?
Stop." Why are you gonna block me?
I think that if someone says, "Look, I'm completely serious about this," there's a difference. And that's what I would tell people. Like they're like, "Oh, it's just you don't have to look at it." No, you don't understand. A phobia is not the same thing as
yeah. People don't get that. A real phobia
is terror. It's panic.
And you don't understand. Like I grew up with a girl that was deathly afraid of olives. And
I think she was on Jerry Springer. to be honest.
no, she taught, and it doesn't make sense to me, but it makes sense. I can understand. Like I remember saying, Tori, like it's a green olive. She said, I know. But when she was like 6 years old, she found her grandmother dead in the bed, and her eyes were still open. She said it just always her eyes were green, and I like shit like that. I can see that, but my brother-in-law doesn't like to touch cucumbers, so like I don't understand. Like, but I'm not laughing because I'm scared of tree frogs, so I get it. But a phobia and big difference.
Yeah, that's exactly
Major
it.
difference.
It's a huge difference. I don't look in a mirror at night ever. And that's because I can't, I won't do it. I absolutely will not do it because of, whatever reason. Doesn't matter. No, it's just something I will not do. And if somebody tries to chase me around with the mirror, I'll basically that's why I live alone. So, because I don't want the risk of people like being in my space.
Yeah, that's different.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's
don't
real
they do?
different.
What? Looking at mirrors at night? No, because I'm always afraid they'll see somebody
Somebody in
behind
the back. Yeah, no, I've heard that before. That's
my kitchen. This is so my friends know because I take pictures there. I'm sure there's somewhere in the Discord. I've taken pictures of it. I have transom windows, like the rectangle ones, whatever, above my big windows in my front room. So every morning I get up at like 3. I come out towards the kitchen. And I used to not have drapes on those. And so my mom thought it was funny because I live in a manufactured home. So my mom bought me this little metal trailer with wheels and stuff. So it's up on one of my shelves. So the moon was always on this side at that time. And it would reflect off of that or something, or I'd turn, whatever it was, something would reflect and it would reflect onto the transom window. So I would just be going towards the kitchen, look up, and there's a Jason mask looking face up in the window, which by the way is how many feet off the ground for my floor plus the entirety of my side of my house. And I'm like, every time knowing what it was, I can't handle it. So I put drapes on those motherfuckers. I have drapes. They're closed every night because I can't. But my mom's like, why didn't you just move the trailer I gave you? I'm like, because I'm too short. I can't reach it.
I get it.
It's a punish show. I can't reach it. I can't. So yeah, like I can't. The reflection that fucks me up. I can't do that.
I had a bad reflection issue. I broke my leg. It was like my junior year in high school, and so I had all those. Remember the cellophane, like get well balloons?
Yeah,
they were silver with the helium. They just I had a bunch of those shit, get well stuff, blah, blah. And I'm laying in my bed that night. And you remember the old school digital alarm clocks with the red lettering and shit.
Yeah.
I remember I was talking to my little high school girlfriend on the phone. It's like 10 o'clock, so I'm being real quiet and everything because I wasn't supposed to be on the phone after that. And I had just watched the movie. And I remember telling her, I said, I got to call you back. Somebody's in my house freaking out. I could see a red laser beam. And it was like against the wall. Then it started moving down to my bed sheet. And then it was coming up. I'm like, yeah, somebody's in here about to fucking murder me. And then I could see the silhouette of the shadow. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? That alarm clock, just enough that red digital was bouncing off that cellophane ass balloon, and the wind was blowing it just enough. I'm laying in my bed going like this, and I just finally started screaming. My dad comes running in with the 12, turns the light on. What? I'm like, kill that balloon, man! I was ducking and dodging. It looked like somebody was putting a red beam at me all night. I'm in there with a cast from my fucking thigh down. I'm just like trying to, I was like, I'm a sitting duck. He's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, bitch, I don't know. I can't watch scary movies now before bed either. But yeah, it was bad. Yeah. I thought somebody was in there.
I can't watch them at night or alone. I don't watch horror movies anyway, but I watch Ghost Adventures. That's my new thing right now. I've been watching just because they irritate me so much. The way they're like, that. I'm like, that was like, I don't know, machinery. And they're like, they just cursed our names. I'm like, the fuck are you talking about?
They didn't. They didn't say anything. Shut up.
And they're like, come out here right now. Push me. Come push me. And I'm like, I'll go push you if you don't shut up. Like I get mad at the TV and it's fun for me. So anyway, I watch it, but I only watch it during the day or if my daughter's home and not anytime near when I'm going to bed because I feel like that's safe.
Huh?
I fell asleep. I shit you not. Yesterday, I fell asleep. I told my mom when I woke up. If I eat sugar, I pass out. It's stupid. I fall asleep. Like I'm like I can't stay up. So I was watching it. Right. I fall asleep. I'm fighting demons. I'm chasing ghosts. They're like we're recording a show, chasing these ghosts, and I'm like, how the fuck did I get here? It was terrifying. I woke up in a cold sweat. And I told my mom, she's like, and sugar did that to you? The damn show was playing. And I thought it was real because we were introducing all of these crazy cool guests. Like the guy who played Jason, the guy who played Leatherface. Mind you, that's like in season 5 of Ghost Adventures, just for the record. And then I remembered that. I'm like, I have to rewind that episode. I want to see what they talk about.
I rode out there not too long ago to see the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house.
Yeah?
Yeah, and I was pissed off because I didn't do the research and realized that about 10 years ago, they moved it from that location about an hour away and turned it into a bed and breakfast little hotel, like museum type thing. So I was literally just standing out in this open pasture like a fucking chucklehead. I was like, that's where the house was. But,
Well, here's the thing. Do you think that things are attached to the house or the property?
I don't know. I just,
If it were to be attached, I mean, would it sink into the earth? Or if they like moved the picture, it would go with it, you know?
I didn't put that much thought into it, really. I just happened to be in the area where I knew it was filmed and Googled the location and rode by and it wasn't there anymore. I was like, this sucked. Not that I was going to run up in there. Huh?
I've been to Stall,
Oh,
Kansas. The gate of hell or whatever. I've been there. And I've been to cemeteries around there. We had got chased by like an old Al Capone looking car in the middle of nowhere. We were out by the quarries. There was rock quarries. We were climbing them. We knew we weren't supposed to be out there.
man, I had
Crazy, just dumb shit. And I was like, we just were up too fucking late.
I knew I had a buddy in college that he would only he would take all the ugly girls that he picked up to the bar to a cemetery. And I was like, what? That's creepy as shit. He said, ain't nobody there gonna say a word. I was like,
Okay, that's kind of funny.
I couldn't stop that. Oh yeah, it was terrible.
That's kind of funny.
It was. I know he would. He'd roll out there and just park at the cemetery, and I was like, bro, that's next level sadistic shit for me. Like I'm out. Like I ain't trying to be here unless I'm supposed to be here. Period.
Well, like the last time when I went to that cemetery in that same vicinity, right? Like I'm talking back roads, Kansas, like you know, and it was kind of headed towards past Iola, past all these places, like you know, down God knows where, and. What's crazy is that we went and we stopped this tiny little cemetery. All of the gravestones were like the 1800s or like, I don't even think there were any 1900s. They were old. Like it was an old town, but the town was like 10 miles away. I was like, why is there some random graveyard? So I finally get like our flashlight out. I think it was one of those little, little flashlights. And I shine it that direction. And on one of the gravestones, because we thought we heard something and we hear a train, but there's no trains anywhere near. We're like, what the fuck? And so we look and on the gravestone it says HURT, Hurt was the name. And then the date was that current year that we were there. I was like, oh, hell no. Get the fuck out. So we take off, and that's when that Al Capone, like, you know what I'm talking about, those old cars. They're hanging out with the Tommy guns. That car was following us for like 6 miles, and we're like, what the fuck? Why won't they go away with their headlights off? And we're like, what the fuck? And then all of a sudden it disappeared. And we're like, yeah. I was like, I hate every one of you.
I try to stay out of cemeteries.
Well, I've now gone since. I've not gone to one since. In my entire life, I have not gone to one since, just for the record. I have not gone to a cemetery since I was like 16. 15, 16.
They're not like cool destination spots for the most part. I mean, now I will say though, like Arlington and some of the military cemetery, they're so mind-boggling. It's pretty moving. Like if you ever seen one of those, it's crazy. But yeah, I don't. Oh, dude, we found 3 headstones on my property in Kentucky, Civil War headstones. Yeah, yeah. We'd find a lot of Civil War shit out there. Bullets, a lot of flint, arrows, that whole nine.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty. The history was crazy, but yeah, just to see like these old, brittle, unnamed rock with just half of a date scribbled in it. It's crazy. It was also crazy too to like walk out in my front yard and be like, damn, 200 years ago there were kids in their 20s just stomping through this field shooting at each other. Like, it's really weird when you look at it like, because I lived right there in the heart of where all that shit was at.
I think that people forget sometimes, and that's just my personal opinion, so take it or leave it. I think that people forget that our country is technically super, super young. And I think that people forget
1,000%.
Not only that, but we have I'm not saying we as in you and me personally, I'm saying as a whole, and let's be honest here, have so little respect because we are young and dumb. And we disrespect these countries with history going back thousands of years, hundreds of years, thousands of years, and the way that they do things, calling them backwards and all this stuff. Now, I'm not saying that I don't think some of their processes and policies and things aren't. I don't agree with them. That's okay. But we have the balls to sit there and shit talk other cultures that we know nothing about while we talk about our first world problems.
Yeah, I've had that conversation several times.
Veterans are a big one for me. Like,
yeah,
we don't respect. But then, of course, I have an ex who, happy birthday, asshole, my son's father, who hated the military, and he was in it. Hated it. It was the cause of every problem he's ever had, and then he wanted to show up to every Veterans Day. I'm like, how does that work?
I a lot of people like that, and I think that's with every aspect of life. They just were, maybe it wasn't for them. They stuck it out, and they hated it, and they blamed those. But again, it goes back to you controlled that situation and that choice. It is what it is. But I've had that conversation several times. I'm like, bro, like we are not old. I mean, look at the Roman Empire fell when? Like, Africa's been around. Like we've only been kicking it for a couple hundred. Like, literally, if you really want to break it down, it's like 4 grandparents ago. It's like when you think of it like that, it's like what? And then you got to go. But at the same time, too, yeah, there are things that we have better of, and we say we're doing it back. I know exactly where you're coming from. But one of my biggest pet peeves is when I hear these people, man, I hate it here, blah, blah, this fuck. Go to a real third world country for a week.
Yep. Yes.
If you've never done it, you have no clue how to. Oh, I've been to Mexico. Bitch, you were on a cruise. You went to port. You went to the 3 tourist towns. Walk 6 more blocks into the city and look at 19 of them living in 800 square foot block home with no windows. Shut the fuck up, dude. Like, I hate that. Oh, we got go. Find the easiest place that accepts expats or the easiest place to get your citizenship and get the fuck out. But if that was your reason and why you left, because it's so much better elsewhere, you're not allowed back.
I agree with that completely.
Because until you get out there and see the rest of the world, dude, there's some beautiful countries out there for sure. Listen, man, like Finland and Norway is crazy. Most of Europe is dope. But man, there's places in Costa Rica. Like, you just hear, Costa, the island. There's places in Costa that 90% of the world couldn't last 3 days. They'd be begging. They'd swim back.
Yeah.
And then you want to bitch about it here? Like, man, shut up with all that shit. That's why I think with all these view dipshits and just me, I think white liberal women are the problem with the world, period.
I agree.
But and every one of those, I'm leaving. Go. But if that's your cause, you're going because it's better there. You don't have the opportunity to come back because you've already been in these places. So just shut up. And why do they feel like I just saw something today. So and so announces they're leaving the country. Gives a fuck. Like, why do we need to know that the last movie you were in was in like 92? Nobody even knows who you are anymore, Robin, right? Yeah. Like, who gives a shit? Why is that important? Well, because they're just trying to plant more things into the young people's head that is bad here.
It's for clicks. And they can't even pretend like it's not. It is. It's always for clicks. It's always for attention. It's always for clout or support or relevance. And that's the one thing I say constantly is that the reason, and you said like white liberal women, I completely agree with you. Mind you, I'm not one of them. But on the flip side, shut the fuck up and stay in your lane. Like, not you, them. Like, they need to just, like, who asked you? Who pulled your fucking chain? Why are you speaking for people that you know nothing about? And the thing is that they feel, it's like,
Yes, dude.
they're so spoiled. They want to feel special.
That's my
Because
biggest
they're
pet peeve.
bored. And I'm like,
People that protest on behalf of other people. Dude, that's one of my biggest pet peeves. Like,
you know, there was one recently where everybody's protesting and the people that were liberated were like, fuck yes.
it's so.
And people are, and they're like, you know that they're celebrating. Well, they just must not understand. Fuck the fuck you talking about? You get
These are the same people that were pissed off 4 years ago that they couldn't go in and liberate them. Now they're mad about it. Like, I don't, dude, I quit trying. I just quit trying.
And that's why I generally, and my community knows this, I generally stay away from political because I don't fucking want to talk about it half the time. Because I shouldn't have to explain myself to a bunch of people who have no logical reason for the things that they fucking say. Why do I have to prove myself and my opinions to people? And I kind of keep my research and opinions to myself for the most part until something pisses me off and I rant about it. But I just feel like when people are chasing views and chasing clout, they're chasing attention, they tend to stray to some of those topics and they kind of ruin it for people who actually have real thoughts on it, if that makes sense. They're just parroting to try to get clicks, and I hate it. They saturate the space, by
1,000%.
reposting dumbass shit. Ignorance pisses me off. I hate ignorance because it's willful,
That's literally my biggest pet peeve on the planet is ignorant and dumb people.
And that's what the internet has now lowered the bar so that any dumbass can get online.
Mm-hmm.
And they can comment on things that are none of their fucking business. And they can get their nose into global issues that is not their place and not their business. And so it's such a big issue and they can have no impact. Therefore, they feel small. Do you know what I mean? So they're constantly trying to find something. Well, I can fix this. It's got nothing to do with you. Like, I don't know. It just irritates me because as a content creator, I feel like I am pressured. Sometimes I don't listen to it, but I'm pressured. I get comments, I get DMs all the time. Why aren't you talking about this? Why aren't you talking about that?
It's your channel.
Well, and I say, look, I think that it's our responsibility to use our platform and any pull that we have properly, to use it, respectfully and not to, let's be real here. Let's not pull a Taylor Swift and tell all of our fans to do what we say because we're a political genius, right?
That's
the
mind-boggling to me. That's what's crazy to me is
what's worse is people listen. That's
the real issue. It's like it's the same thing in the sports world. It's like when did so and so become a political pundit? Like, I don't,
when they got paid, that's when
we're too lazy. People are too lazy to research their own. And of course, we know all media is full of shit. It's just this big mess, man. It really is. And it goes back to, like you said earlier, it's like, we're not that old. Yeah. And a lot of countries and a lot of places folded and were done well before this time frame. So.
And my thing is, and this is, I'm gonna leave it at this. I'm just gonna say this. I'm gonna leave it at this. I think that the powers that be, whatever they are called, whatever they are, the powers that are playing chess while we're over here, trying to do pickup sticks or like a cup, like flip a cup or something. They're playing chess or Stratego or something. Those people are not as young as our country. They are solid, way further back. Their processes, their procedures, the way things work has been around a lot longer. Whether it's adapted to modern times or not doesn't matter. That whole they're playing chess and we're not. has been around a lot longer. So,
Oh,
to
for
think
sure.
the
For
arrogance,
sure.
the arrogance of ignorant people is wild to me.
Yeah, it is wild, and I think that's what's really unique. That's one of the only things that has been beneficial, in my opinion, to like this whole have every bit of research at our fingertips, and whatnot. Like I find it, first off, it's really messed up, but I find it crazy in the fact that a 22-year-old self journalist had to expose all this shit.
Absolutely.
Are you serious? Like 20, and the only reason he's able to do that is because we have all these tools to find all that shit now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't tell me that of a 22-year-old independent journalist that just decided to tackle this thing, that every seat in Washington doesn't know about this shit. Are you stupid? Like, are we that dumb? Like, there's
the answer is yes. Yes.
Right.
In general, yes, people are that fucking dumb. I didn't know it, but now internet has exposed them. They are that fucking dumb, or lazy, or just fucking dumb. I don't know. But he's a journalist, and I always make this distinction. There is no, well, okay, I'm not gonna say there is no more journalists, but you're never gonna find a journalist on mainstream ever. That's not a thing anymore. You're not gonna find them on any paper you can get. Like big papers, big magazines, big anything. That's not where you'll find them. They're independent always. And a real journalist finds the truth no matter what. And unfortunately, people now just don't fucking care. They have no integrity anymore in that field.
None.
Very few do. And the few that do get attacked, like death threats and, chased down and taken out. So I don't blame that field for kind of petering off a little bit, but I respect the ones who are actual independent journalists
and because there's very few left.
Yeah, that are actual, because a lot of them, they say they are, but they're not. They're not. Like, oh, CNN sent you? Oh, yes, I'm an independent journalist working for CNN. Next. Bye.
It's bad. It's sad, to be honest with you.
I like to mind my business sometimes.
I know. That's why I was sitting there. I was trying not to be distracted here, but I just got a fucked up text message from a really close friend of mine I've known all my life. His son is 17 years old, probably about to be the valedictorian, stud football player, arguing with a buddy just shot him in the head and killed him. It's fucking insane, dude.
Holy shit, that's absolutely terrible.
It's just all the time now. It's like people just don't understand, like, life means something. Everybody's so quick to, man, knuckle up, do some shit. Like, get it over with. These kids these days now, I don't like him. Shoot him. It's insane.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
That's crazy. The principal, who's the principal at my old high school, just sent it to me and asked if I could share some shit. Man, it's crazy. Wow.
Well,
it's been a rough day.
It's been a wild day. But I appreciate you taking the time to sit down with me. I mean, for real. We've been on here for 2.5 hours.
All right. Well, yeah, there ain't no standing up for me for the next couple hours, so sitting down regardless. But it's cool, man. I enjoy it. Let me know anytime. I'm down. I need to reach out and make some calls here. This is crazy.
No, I completely understand. Like I said, I really do appreciate you hanging out with me
sure.
today. And for anybody that's watching later on or that is here in the live stream today, I appreciate you guys. You could be anywhere, but you are here. And it means the world to me. And it means the world to him too, I'm sure. I mean, every single one of you matter. And don't let anyone tell you any different. You are valid. You matter. Remember? Yeah. I'm not going to do a super awkward and unprofessional outro. I think that I just naturally do it. I just say it on my videos.
You should just go blank. Be like, yeah. That's it.
I used to do that though, because I would just cut it. And I was like, good enough. Because nobody ever stayed to the end. So I was like, okay.
Peace. Just cut it.
But I really appreciate it. Go take care of what you need to.
I'm going to reach out to some people. Cool. Thank you, ma'am. Holler.
Yeah, hit me up when you get time. I'm not going to bother you. I know you're doing some stuff.
For sure. Now, so. You're good. All right. I'll holler at you.
All right.
All right. See you.
All right, everybody. I appreciate you being here. All of you that are still here. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed this. That was a roller coaster of an interview with all sorts of subjects and all sorts of topics and all sorts of stories and all kinds of fun stuff. If you guys have any further questions or anything else you would like to know from me or from him, please feel free to put it in the comments or send me a message and let me know. And I can either pass on the question, or next time that we do this, I'm sure we'll do this again at some point, because there's some people you just know you're going to jump back on with, and I guarantee you I'll jump back on with him. He doesn't have a choice. I'm kidding. But no, definitely I'll pass along those questions and, queries and posers. Wait, yeah, posers. That's what Johnny 5 said. Anyway, you're so funny, Kit. I love you guys. I'm going to get out of here. My daughter's home. I heard her puttering around in there. And frankly, I have to pee. So, yeah. Why is it so dark in here all of a sudden? It's spooky. Spooky. Anyway, super awkward, unprofessional, and flubbing up the outro. I'm out of here, guys. Bye. Set outro video? I don't have one. Sure, set an outro video. Make it for me. Just kidding.